me some water.
I don't
And
think
I'm like,
we've been live this whole time.
huh? I think we is live. I see what you call me? Wait a minute. It say for 15 seconds. Oh, hello everyone. But yeah, the lady, I went to the lady house and she offered me some water. And when I drank the water, I was like, I stopped the whole conversation. I say, ma'am, um, what kind of? Cause I know this ain't tap water. Cause she literally lives around the corner from me. She lives a block from me. I said, I
Mhm.
know this not tap water. Cause me and you got the same tap water. She say, um, oh no, I have a Berkey. And I said, do you really? Girl, that water tasted so damn good. And I'm not saying I
Really?
didn't believe. I'm not saying I didn't believe in them before. I knew they were a good product. I just hadn't, sometimes you just ain't got around to dropping the coin
Yeah.
on the
I
stuff.
did get a
And
sniff.
that's what it was.
Not a Berkey, but I looked around for a few different ones. I could show y'all when I come back inside.
But let me say this. She did tell me that she basically has a knockoff. She said it's not Berkey, but it's the same concept, but it's a knockoff. And so
That's
I was
what I
like,
got
okay,
too.
cool. It was good to know that because you don't have to spend top dollar to steal. Girl, that water, I had not had water that tasted that good. So my great grandmother's house, way in East Texas, they own a well, but the well runs through limestone up underground. And
Mm-hmm.
if anybody has ever tasted, and that's kind of a Texas thing to have a lot of limestone under the ground. I'm not saying they don't have other places they do, but it's very East Texas to have limestone under the ground. If y'all ain't never tasted water that's been naturally filtered through that limestone come out of a well, you ain't had water. I'm just here to tell you, you have not had water. That Berkey tasted almost like that. That's how good it
Mm.
was. I was like, girl, this water sweet. And she was like, I ain't never thought about it like that, but it do kind of taste a little sweet. I was like, yes, this is because see, she's never had well water. I said, have you ever had well water? She was like, no, I've never tasted well water. I said, well, and then you also have to taste a specific because all wells are not the same. I tasted
Right.
well water in Louisiana and it doesn't taste the same, not even close. So it's like it's the limestone. I know that that's
Depends
what
on
it
where
is.
you are.
Yeah.
Hey, Clusterware, I thought we child. Hey, Shay, I thought we was like me and Diva was talking for how long? At least 15 minutes. I thought we was live,
Yeah.
child.
Y'all missed it. Well, I'm gonna turn around and tell y'all again what I was doing. So y'all, I went through the garden and I reclaimed. I got this Rubbermaid tote. Y'all see, it's more than halfway full. I've been reclaiming soil, and y'all see, I got my little tray. Now, don't be studying about this purslane. I'm gonna get it out of here, but I ain't so much worried about the purslane. What I want to up pot is this oregano. Y'all see, I got a bunch of baby oreganos, and then these indigo. This is what I'm doing. I'm trying to, because I don't want to mess my stuff up. Because I thought my indigo seeds weren't gonna come up, and now that they don't come up, baby, if you think I'm finna mess these plants up, you crazy. Cause
Are you gonna make dye with them?
yeah, that was my intention. Now
Okay,
this is
I have some too, and I just haven't gone through the actual process of the fermenting it and all that stuff. But I have
yeah.
some books and everything. I even went to. Oh, you watched my video. I went to a little natural
You
dye
went to a
class and
class.
everything, child. So but it's like on the long list of things
Yeah,
for me to
yeah,
do and learn. So
yeah.
I don't
Well,
drink
you
wine
just
whenever. Why
you
don't
just
you
take
drink your
every.
well water, Army Chickadee? Has it been tested or does it taste funny? Because I've seen, have y'all ever seen Homestead Rescue?
That sounds familiar to me. I want to say I have. I
It's
really
this
do. I want to
guy
say I
that
have.
it's a old man, they white, but you can learn from anybody. Look,
Yeah,
learn from anybody because I'll be like, what? And him and his kids, two kids, his daughter and his son, they go to different people's homesteads and they help like people who think they about to lose their homestead or
yeah. I
they'll
know
have
who you're talking
real
about.
issues like
Yeah,
there's iron in our water, like a lot.
yeah.
And
I know who
he
you're talking about.
will find different ways, economical ways, or they might already have stuff on their land that he uses to kind of help them like rebuild some of the infrastructure to help them keep going on their homestead. And I've seen that was one of the issues for some people was like, their well water was contaminated. That might not be your issue, girl, but I was just wondering, Army Chickadee, why don't you drink your well water? I was
Girl,
gathering pots to reclaim my soil. Haven't put it in the recycle bag yet. It tastes funny. I cook and bathe with
okay.
it though. Have you had it tested? I would love to know. And I don't
Y'all
know the
don't mind
process
me. I'm
now.
over
I'm a
here
regular
clowning.
house. I just got the faucet water and I have my filter though because I want to also like filter my rainwater out of my barrel and then like test it and see like cuz I don't use it. I use it mostly in the garden. I use it for the quail and stuff like that, but I would like to know, does my filter work well enough for if we don't have access to water or whatever and I want to filter out my rainwater. Will we be able to do more than bathe or whatever with will we be able to drink it or
Yeah,
use it for cooking? There's also these straws that you can get that are like
I
filter
seen.
straws
Yeah,
that
I've
I think
seen
are
those.
real good for like go bags or something like that, even at least if you got
Yeah,
to run out, shoot, you don't know how much water
yeah,
you can carry with you, at least you can have like the filter straws or whatever.
yeah. I've seen those. I was always curious as to how well they work, but I'm gonna be honest with you. When we was
Me
in
too.
JROTC, that's one of the things that we learned was what's some ways you can filter water out in nature, or what are ways where you can find water, because
Mhm.
it ain't so much that you drink perfectly clean water, because in a survival situation that may not be possible. It's that you make sure you don't drink water that say has cholera in it, or you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
things like
Yep.
that. It's not about it being perfectly clean per se. It's more about that it doesn't have pathogens in it. Like,
Right. And knowing how to find or smell or see in nature,
yeah,
like a river running through, because you can even make filters. That's one of the projects we're gonna do. And I was talking about book club
look at
before,
these
girl. When I,
roots. Yeah. Look at how long. Did you know indigo roots do that? Get that long. Look at that. They stretch way out. Baby, them roots done retch over. They done retch around. So they can get wrenched out. I mean, these roots ain't playing. I didn't know they do all that, child.
them the ones you move.
Yeah,
You can
girl.
shock the well every so often. Army chickadee, what does that mean? I don't know. Do you know what that means, Steven?
What she say? She said you can
You can
shock the
shock the
well.
well every so often.
Uh, I mean, I think I get the concept, but I don't know exactly how you do it.
I
Like
haven't heard
how
of
do
shocking
you?
the well. Army chickadee, would you mind elaborating?
Yeah, cause we new to this. We ain't true to this.
I'm like, I look at me in my little regular backyard talking about a food forest. So
Yeah,
I ain't even got to the well stage.
like I said, my great grandmother was just so blessed to be living in. People run away from East Texas, but it's some like the natural resources because it's so rural. They don't have a lot of contamination in the water. The water don't taste crazy. Just things like that. When they have springs and stuff like that, water is actually kind of prized out there. They say that's why they
Speaking of
grow so good
water,
watermelons too, because they said the water is so good that the melons, that real pure water makes the melon. So you really just get the melon taste. You don't get
mm-hmm.
no other kind of taste in there. And like I said,
Speaking of
I didn't
water,
really appreciate that when I was younger. I didn't really understand it. As a kid, you see people because my grandmama turned on the faucet like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Now,
mm-hmm.
mama say when she was younger, they used to have to throw the bucket down the well and get
Mm.
and get the water that way. But then after my great grandfather died, my great grandfather he didn't believe in indoor plumbing. He didn't believe in electricity. He didn't believe in none of that
Okay.
shit.
You know
Um,
what? Probably because you got to depend on somebody and pay for it.
that was some of it, but if you listen to the herbalist, she's dead now, but there's a herbalist named Emma somebody, and she pointed out something that I never thought about. You have to think about the pipes and things that this water is coming through and what is picking up in the pipes. When you get that stuff straight from the ground, straight from the well, if you have a good well, because every well is not created equal, that
Right.
water is untainted. It's untainted. But when you start running stuff through pipes and across this and across that, it's picking up stuff.
And you
It's
start getting cheaper and cheaper and caring less and less about what type of pipes
uh-huh.
and all
When
of
the
that
when the
too.
when the
That
war
makes
is
it even
on,
worse.
we go in the war and they say, okay, well, we gonna use lead because we need all the good metal for the war, and we'll let y'all let this water go through these pipes, and then you find out later it's poisoning the people. See what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of things to take into consideration, and that's why I say that my grandmother was really, really blessed to come up in the area of Texas that she did. Because I can't really say that Dallas has the same. I can tell you now, the municipal water in Dallas is okay. It's just okay. It's not great, but it ain't bad either. It's just kind of middle of the road.
Yeah.
But you better hope that it don't get contaminated and that they don't put something in it. See, that's the risk that you run when you're dealing with the municipality, and I deal with the same in my municipality. I deal with the same thing. Cause my water here is just okay. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just okay.
Yeah.
I still filter it though. I ain't crazy because I don't trust you MFers, and I don't trust. Even though my house has been replumbed and y'all claim y'all put some new, brand new pipes down for the city, I don't trust y'all. I don't know what that water going through,
Fact.
and you can't filter out everything. But doggone it, I'm gonna at least filter out what I can. I'm not
Yeah.
just gonna be ignorant and say, "Oh, this water come out of the thing brown. Let me drink it." Then
Right?
y'all sent out a notice, bulb. You know when they put out those bulb notices, and
Yeah.
y'all done told me a month too late. Why you ain't even tell
Okay.
me this beforehand?
That's
That I
why I
should have
stay
been
on the boil
born,
notice.
baby. That's why I say
I
I ain't
stay
got
on
time
the
to read,
boil filtered notice at all times.
cause you don't never know what be going on. Which I will say, where I stay, we haven't had a lot of that, but you just never know. You know,
I just
you never
heard,
know.
I have to look it up, but I just heard that Greg Abbott approved a whole bunch of wastewater
Oh,
to
girl.
be,
And if he gonna
used
do
on
that, he need to drink.
farms
If he
and
need to
different
drink the
things like
water,
that.
and if he gonna do that, he need to drink the water
Well,
first
not,
before
he
he.
gonna go somewhere else where the water, he make rules and then leave.
Yeah,
So he ain't got to
yeah,
deal with what he's done. So
girl, ain't nobody got time for him. It's always something.
it's
He always
always,
got something going on. Anything where he can try to. I don't. And I'm at this point. I'm really trying to understand. Are you pocketing the money? What is it? What are you doing? You know what I mean?
I feel
Like,
like yes, because isn't that always their motivation?
I mean, people like him. Yeah,
That's the only thing they operate on. Like,
people like
that's
him
it.
that ain't never had to want for nothing a day in their life.
It's like all them farmers crying, "Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get my. They gonna take my land after 7 generations." I say, and they gonna sell it, and they gonna sell it.
Yeah, and watch
They
this, and
waiting for
maybe,
you to be
maybe,
more off of it so they can sell
and
it.
exactly, and then maybe maybe you will think twice, and maybe you will actually learn how to be resourceful, and learn how to do things without so much help, because farmers is the biggest welfare queens. These big farmers, they the welfare queens of the world.
Right.
They get more handouts than a little bit, and be
And
quick to
know
be
that
talking
we
about
can't get
everything else.
half of the programs that are supposed to be for farmers. Black farmers don't get half of that.
Yeah, be discriminatory practices and things where we can't even hardly get nothing.
Right. I saw a video the other day. This lady talking about, well, I guess my son will not be the seventh generation farmer on this land. I'm like, after
That's
all the
okay.
generations, y'all should have built something a little more sustainable, boo. Why you crying? That's a
Well,
lot of generations that
but
y'all
let me
been
be
getting.
but let's
Like,
be
that's a
honest.
lot.
But let's be honest, if that was a white lady, They're
No,
not
she
that.
was. That's what I'm
They're
saying.
they're
You
they're
have
not that.
six
Um,
generations, ma'am.
they're not that innovative. Like what did they
Okay.
create? They came to this country and they created nothing. Black people created music, we created fashion, we created all these things we created, they create nothing. Because they're perfectly fine laying back on their laurels, as they used to say when I was in college. Love to lay back
Mm-hmm.
on their laurels. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about every single one of them, but the vast majority of them.
No,
Cause you
like
mean to tell
as a
me,
community though.
yeah,
Cause
like, cause you mean to tell
so
me
y'all
y'all
been
can't
doing
even
that
create,
man for
y'all
six
come over here
generations.
Y'all come over here and bring everything from England. You say you didn't like England. You say it was oppressive, and that's why you came here. But you continue to copy everything they do because you don't have an original bone in your body.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
I was like, girl, cry me a river, child. Not
But
six
it's
generations.
okay. It's time for somebody else to farm that land, ma'am.
That's what I'm
Your
saying.
family probably stole that from Native Americans any damn way. So it's
There's
about
gonna be
time.
some sharecroppers. Yeah.
Yeah, you can sharecrop your own damn land. How
There's
about that?
gonna be some sharecroppers.
But
Cause they
they'll be
do but
okay.
buy it and then make you work it. So you have
Cause
fun with that.
this be my thing. Even if he not gonna be a farmer, I understand you working a farm, so y'all didn't invest none of y'all money. Like what?
That's
Like
what
that's
I'm
what I'm
saying.
trying to
Like you
understand.
crying after six generations of having access to that land. You did not. You could have done something that was feeding itself by now. Like not six generations, man. It's time. It's time to
It
give
been
up.
time. It
Yeah,
been time.
let somebody else
But see,
put that land.
that's also why the South fell after the Civil War. Those same them people had the same mindset. But once again, when you don't know history and you don't understand the history, because after the Civil War, yeah, it was some plantation owners kept their stuff, and then they had to sharecrop it, get sharecroppers and do that. But understand what I'm saying. The vast majority of them, it was just like gone with the wind, honey. Them farms was gone. Them people
Yeah.
had to get up because, for instance, there are four parishes in Louisiana. They're all next to each other. And I was just reading one day, and I was reading the accounts of people who were freedmen, like they were born before the Civil War, but they got their freedom and they left this plantation, but they came back and visited, and it was their account of what they saw when they came back and visited it. And the guy was talking, and girl, this family had so much land that all of the land they used to have, they broke it up, and it is now four parishes. And for y'all that don't know, in Louisiana they have parishes instead of counties. So most people are familiar with counties.
Mm-hmm.
So so the equivalent would be this area of land that this family owned was four counties. I want you to just pick four counties in Texas and imagine a family own all four of them counties. Do you understand how much land that is? That's insane. And the man came back and he said he couldn't believe it because after the Civil War, them people they couldn't, girl, because they didn't have no workforce or whatever, and they didn't want to pay sharecroppers, girl, they just they kind of abandoned the land more or less, and then the state took over the land, and that's why it got divided up the way it got divided up. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying all that to say, you see what I'm saying? Them people had the same mentality. Oh, we're gonna be able to live like this forever. Ain't nothing gonna change. We just
You
farm,
know
farm, farm, farm.
the white middle class was built by government.
Oh yeah, it was.
And they continue to lean on and but it's just enough to make you feel more than everyone else.
That's all.
Just,
That's
but
all.
also enough to make you not, like you said, build anything, not be innovative,
Exactly.
not be like you just sitting in your comfort
Yeah,
and
I'm
want to call
comfortable. I
somebody
got my
else.
4 wheelers. I got my side by sides. I can go hunting. I go out and buy my tractors with loans and stuff that
Yep,
other people can't get.
yep,
And I'm good. I don't need to do nothing else. Child, please.
yep. And now it's like they're finding out, and our farmers already know how to survive when nobody's giving you anything. That's
But
like life
hello.
terms.
My uncle ain't never. My great uncles and great grandfathers them did all that farming. They never got anything from the federal government. As a matter of fact, it take my uncle to talk about how my great grandfather was like, I ain't taking that white man money so he can come get my stuff later. He was like, I'm good. Just like he ain't trust electricity, he ain't trust the white folks.
Yep.
But he has seen a lot of things too, because it take my grandmother and grandfather to talk about how just ways they did stuff that, in other words, they used to always have to be on the ready. They kind of was known in that area, like by the white people. Like white people knew them, but certain people will still try you, and it take my great uncles and stuff to talk about how great grandfather kept so many shotguns loaded. Things of this
Mm-hmm.
nature. Because he was like, at any given time, you just never know. And see, my great grandfather didn't take no mess either. You couldn't talk to him crazy. You couldn't call him boy. You couldn't do none of that stuff. They say
Mm-hmm.
they say he got into it with a white man one time, as they said he went to town because they stay way in the country. He went to town on his wagon. He had a mule with a wagon, and he was going to go get some stuff. That's why he took the wagon. And I said, I don't know what they got into it about, but they said when he got back, he told my great grandmother, he went right in the house. He say, I ain't got time to really explain. I got into it with the people uptown. He say, I don't know if they coming down here or not, but just be ready. Said my grandmama went and got her hatchet
I know that's right.
and a rifle. She had both. Had a hatchet in one hand and a rifle in another hand, and he went and made sure all the rifles was loaded. Didn't nobody come bother him, but he said he was gonna be ready. So them. That's why I tell people I don't believe the hype that you see sometimes when they portray people in these movies. Everybody wasn't the same. Like all that, I had to tell
And
somebody.
I heard something today that said we are the children of the slaves who wouldn't die. But I would go back as far as like your stories. You don't have to go back that far. That's why last
Mm-mm.
week I was kind of saying like we do have so much like recent and further history to be proud of that we could pull from that we can, and we really have a strength about us that we got you know
Mm-hmm.
from them. That's
Mm-hmm.
something to be proud of, and I and it's something that can't be understood. I think from
Hello. I had telling
outside
people.
of this
I,
place, to be honest.
I had telling people we had an advocacy meeting yesterday, and so we was at the meeting, and one of the ladies said something, and I had to stop her. I said because she said something about because they was talking about that Charlie Kirk business and how the people are saying the left declared war and blah 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 blah. And the lady talking about she was kind of fearful or something like that. And I started telling her, I said, let me explain something to you, ma'am. I said, I know you entitled to your feelings or whatever, whatever. I said, but I said, and maybe you don't either know your family's history or maybe your family was cowards because there's some cowards out here. Let's be real. But I told her, I said, but my thing is, you're gonna have to get a different mindset because first of all, the law of attraction, if you keep speaking that negativity, it's gonna find you. Number two, stop being so scared all the time. Like, do
That's
what you need to
something
do to
healthy,
be
yeah,
able.
really.
It is, and I told her that. I said to walk through life fearful all the time. And I said, really, lady, you a white lady. They're not gonna come for you first. They're gonna come for me first. And she
Girl,
really just
stop.
kind of looked. I said, I'm gonna give it to you how it is. I'm gonna give it to you real. I said, if I'm not scared, like talking about, you shouldn't really be scared. I said, but at the same time, keep in mind though, I do know how to fight things of these natures. You have to. I said, ma'am, you do what you need to do. I took some some karate classes and different things where I did made me feel more comfortable.
Right.
Please don't come up to me with that bull. I'm gonna kick you in your throat. Like these people,
Right, don't start nothing, won't beat nothing. But I'm like, and that's what I was.
like
I was
I'm
talking to
ready,
my
dog.
sister-in-law. So my newest sister-in-law called me. She's like, "I've been missing you. Y'all know why she been missing me." But I came over. I promised her, and went to see my niecey Pooh. And I had a bunch of books and stuff for her because I was trying to like start her little library at grandma's house. So
Yeah.
she asked me because she had posted something nice about him, and I didn't say anything. Like at this point, and
Wait a
I
minute. Hold on. Pause. Pause. She posted something nice about who? Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Okay, continue. I just want to be clear. I want to get
She was a
clarification. Go ahead.
second in law, actually, that
Oh,
posted something nice about he was a father, he was a son, and all that type of stuff, right?
yeah, he
And
was,
now
and
I'm
so
like,
and
I'm
so
picking
was
my battle.
Jerry Sandusky too. Jerry Sandusky was a husband and all of this stuff too. That didn't
George
take away that
Floyd
he was
was
molesting
somebody's
those
daddy
children.
too. And Malcolm X was somebody's daddy. Like
Exactly. So was Martin Luther King.
Fred Hampton was somebody's daddy. They killed him in his bed. Like,
But why, it's a lot of people that was people daddy. Like, what does being able to have kids have anything to do with anything? That doesn't mean
but
you
you
are a
know,
good
my
or a
thing
bad
is,
person. That just means that your reproductive organs work. That's all that means. Like the fuck.
and I appreciated her because I told her too. I was like, you the first one that really makes me feel like you think I have value to add because she was like, I posted, she brought it up. Because like I told you, I'm picking my battles. I'm not finna force, like I'm not about to force nothing on nobody. If you don't think I
Nope.
have value to add, I don't have time. I have to grow my food. I've got to,
Ah,
school my
I
children.
got to
I
raise
have to
these
circulate
kids.
the black dollar. Like I don't have time. But she asked me, she really wanted to know. She was like, what did you think about him? She said, because I posted something and then it was you. Like on your page, I saw more clips of what the type of stuff
He
he
was
was saying. And I
saying,
was like, you never make me feel guilty or make me feel bad. Like I'm not gonna ever be sad when negative energy is removed.
no.
If
But
you spend your
let me ask
31
you.
years on earth sowing negative energy and being a racist and a bigot, I ain't got no tears for you. Like what?
Let me ask you a question, and you may not know the answer, but I'm like you. I'm playing devil's advocate. These people say this stuff, and I try to help them. Do you have any clue of had she ever watched him before?
I don't think so.
Or
I told my husband, I was like, I
okay,
wonder if they're playing like nice clips of him at church or something.
girl, okay, okay,
I don't
okay.
know.
And I'm
Because
not
it
doubting you. They
seems to
probably
me that
are
people are
because you
being
can
fed
cry.
one side of him. Because people love, and
Yeah.
mind you, with certain people, certain black immigrants, I'm just going to speak for the ones that I'm around. When
Right.
you say somebody's a Christian, all of a sudden, everything, and I told her, I said, them people over here, they say Christian, they be racist. Half of
Yeah.
them be racist and they in your
Especially
church. And then my
evangelical.
brother-in-law literally told me a racist experience that he had at church recently. I was like, see, they're at your churches and you need to know that. You need to know they're in the bank, they're at the church, they're
Yeah, they everywhere.
lawyers and they're doctors and they're nurses who don't take good care of daddy. Like,
Yeah, because I'm gonna
hello.
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something else. I told them white folks yesterday. I know them white folks. They done told me before, girl. We appreciate you because you be telling. I see, yeah, because I don't hold back. I told them the other day. I say, let me be all the way real with you. I am a 40-year-old woman who, for a very, very, very long time, did not really fool with white folks like that. For the simple fact of, it runs me ragged when I'm thinking we cool, whatever, whatever, and then something comes up and a switch gets flipped, and I find out the truth. You know what I'm saying? I find out low key how you, and I'm not saying all white people, but
No, but
understand that
yeah,
when you get
a
hurt,
lot.
yeah, when you get, like I said, I went to a white high school. I went to, well, not even just high school, from pre-K all the way to grade 12. So when
Wow.
you spend 18 years around white people who they really could care less about you, but they play like they do because it's their job or whatever, but low key they don't. And then not even just at the school, but understand 8 hours a day at the school, every day except for summer and the weekend. Then
My
when you get out in
sister-in-law
the
asked
world,
me
it's
about the school because I looked at her story when my little niecey Pooh went to her first day. I was looking at the background. I didn't see nobody that looked like her. I said, "Sis, is
uh-huh.
there anybody in her class that looks like her?" Because I seen them teachers. And then and she brought it up again. She was like, "One of the teachers, I feel like she doesn't, connect to zero." I was like, "Baby, she need another
And
class."
she's not going. Okay, this is what you can do. Have you ever listened to Jane Elliott? That's who you need to send her clips of. Jane Elliott was an educator, and Jane Elliott would tell you when she started educating, she had biases that she didn't even know she had. But it took, I forget what happened in her life, and that's when she started realizing, no, you MFers are racist, and you just don't want to admit it, or you don't know it, but you are, and you biased, and you don't. She said it take a, and she be, baby, she be knocking them white folks right upside their
She
head, and they
sure.
don't be liking it. Jane Elliott, a real one. She a real one.
Yeah.
And see, that those are the type of white people I wish I had met growing up. And I told them people yesterday, I said, understand that I'm 40 years old, really stepping out here trying to navigate. And I realized, because don't get me wrong, our little group, they really are allies. And I can tell that they're allies because we have been some places and somebody will say something, and before I can open my mouth, a white woman hollering out, that's racist, and you need to stop saying, you know what I'm saying? So it's some real ones out here, but you got to pick and choose. And I told them that. I said, y'all have to understand. That's why I asked y'all when it come to cultural differences, I don't be understanding because I don't understand white culture because I didn't run with white folks because y'all was doing too much. Y'all was
Yeah.
doing too much. So
And
I
it's
didn't have time.
because
And
you
when it
start
come to black
saying the
people, it's
difference of
easier for me
opinion,
to
but
read them.
racism is not a difference of opinion. Like, and I'm not about to have that conversation with you. Like, if I have to tell you that in 2025, I don't, I'm not.
Exactly. And like I told them, I said, and understand there are cultural differences in cues as well. I say black people, it's just easier for me to read them. I'm not saying it ain't no crazy black people because there's some black people I don't fool with. I said, but the difference is because we're kind of in the same culture. Like I'm not saying I can read every black person, but girl, that's it's almost, you know how you look at people and you just look over and y'all have a
Mhm.
nonverbal kind of look, and then you just go on. See, me and white folks don't never do that because they don't really have that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like they don't. It's certain stuff that we do that they just don't do. Cause it be certain people I can just look over and we just bust out laughing because we know what's going on. You know
Fact.
what I'm saying? But yeah, it's
I'm gonna
and
read some comments real
go ahead.
quick. Cause Army Chickadee, I don't think we read this out loud. She answered us when we asked about how to shock the well.
Okay.
But it's based on how deep the well is, how much chlorine. Okay, so you use chlorine.
Oh, okay.
Stock it if a positive bacteria test after construction or flooding. If you had repairs done on the well. Okay. All right, hit that like button. Hey, girl, dad. I don't think I said hi. Thanks for joining.
Hey girl, dad, I did see you type something. I didn't see what it was, but I saw your
Army
name come
Chickadee
across.
said, I wish for CK, exactly what he wished, right, for what he would have wished for me, period. But my thing is, like, he killed himself. Like, I feel like somebody just like him killed him. Like, this white on white
Hold
crime.
on.
And what it got to
Let
do
me
with
let
me?
me let me go further. He lived by the sword and he died by the sword. But so I've been learning some things. Once again, everything is a learning opportunity for me.
Absolutely.
Because I was in the store when my homegirl texted me and said, "Oh, they got Charlie Kirk." I said, "What you mean they got him? Hell, I thought he was kidnapped." She told my girl, "No, they shot him." I said, "Oh, well, what you having for dinner?" I paid that no attention. But going forward, I have learned this. So there are different set sections of people
Of
within the
MAGA
alt
people.
right. Yeah, within the alt right. He was a Nick Fuentes, which he ain't about shit either. He was a Nick Fuentes fan, and I didn't know that Nick Fuentes was saying that Charlie Kirk is actually a fake MAGA, and he's not extreme enough. And this dude was a follower of Nick Fuentes, and that's what they say he wasn't the only one. Laura Loomer, she said the same thing because I will say this: me and Charlie Kirk agree on one thing when he said release the Epstein file. They
Yeah,
said that
but I
they said
think
they
that's
pissed
where
him
the
off.
well, listen, I think he was sacrificed by his own, and I'm talking about his
Probably.
own who are going to his funeral, his own who are telling you to cry and honor over him. I really believe that because as soon as you say one thing like that, that's not cool with them. That's just like
They
Martin.
done.
They will
They
beat
done.
him. They was gonna let him live long as he was gonna get beat and not fight back. As soon as he was like, where our land at? They was like, nah. That's not the message.
Girl,
And
I
Charlie
said,
Kirk talking about where them Epstein files at? Nah.
yeah,
Do you feel like there is a desire to like incite some type of like bigger
war,
issue, like larger
war.
issue, like a civil one? Yes.
Yes,
Like because I
yes.
feel like things are
Yes,
happening that they want us to be triggered by that I'm just not
yes.
triggered by. Like I feel like we know better and we're just focusing our
I'm not.
energy.
I'm not. I'm not triggered by it, but understand this though. I don't put nothing past these people, and I said a long time ago, and somebody said it on Instagram. The South was never punished for treason. The Confederates were never punished. They allowed them to low key rewrite history. In the 20s, they started erecting all of these Confederate monuments, all of these things, and they allowed them to say whatever they wanted to say with no consequences. The reason why this stuff, Nazis and stuff, don't really rise back up in Germany like that is because they were charged for war crimes, like, and these different things, they don't
Even
allow it. It's
images
treason.
are not allowed. Like, don't walk around
No.
praying about being no Nazi in Germany. They don't play
The
that.
idea that they allowed these people to fly a treasonous flag over more than one state in this nation, South Carolina and Mississippi come to mind, which they've taken them off now, but they flew, because the one in Mississippi, they took it down in 2021. So it had been up there in Jackson, because we used to go play Jackson. It's in the capital of Mississippi, and we would see that flag, and we was like, "This state here, they on some other stuff." So yes, do I think they want to incite a war? Because Trump asked, I president, I can't say the man's name. I'm not gonna jack up the man's name. Don't ask me to say his name. But he asked. So if the country's in war, we don't have to have elections, correct? So do I think, yeah, but the thing is, it's backfiring on their dumb ass, because they thought they were wanting it to be somebody else, and it was one of their own.
And the man
And
said
then,
it. He said, I prayed. I said, you prayed a racist prayer for 33 hours? You done wasted the Lord time for 33 hours. I know the Lord
honey,
was looking like, this
when I
mother.
tell I tell you they can
You
have it, I
could have
mean
told
it.
us she
They
prayed
can
for
have
him
it.
not to be you when we all knew it was you. We all knew it was
And the
you.
killing party is, so I'm trying to figure out the gaslight. So are you gaslighting yourself, or are you trying to gaslight us, or are you, but see, I ain't gonna lie though, let me be real. I really feel like this is a cultural thing with a lot of them, because I have to tell them in our advocacy groups. Don't be surprised when a white person be white. I have to tell them, I say, I know you an ally, but stop that. Stop that. They white. Like, you need to step a little closer to where I'm at. Cause I've been know. And they be like, well,
Like, pay
yeah, that is.
attention. Pay attention.
That's
That's
what I
the
tell them. I
problem.
said,
That's
y'all
why
doing
they
too
go
much.
so far because they let them out and they treat them well after they do all this stuff and they let them out on all of us. Y'all got to pay attention. It's
Yeah,
bad
and
for
they let it out,
everyone.
including on them and they little children and all of this kind of stuff, because these people are radicalized. They go into schools. The same people shooting Charlie Kirk is the same type of person who would shoot up a school, who would do, these different things. They're not. They don't really care. They kind of
And I think that's
unstable.
why they were in such shock because we see stuff like that happen every day. Like, oh, that was in front of his daughter, which his daughter wasn't even there. But Philando Castile
So
was shot in
what?
front of his daughter and his
So
girlfriend in
what?
front of all of us. Like that's
And
the
they ain't
thing.
said
Like,
nothing.
and not to mention, you guys are bombing Gaza every day. Talk about somebody was a father and a son. Like those are children, they mothers, they fathers, they grandpas. I saw grandpa like crying for his grandbaby in Gaza. So please, like, spare me the. Oh, you're supposed to feel. I feel very hard, and I feel deeply for things that matter.
But it's reciprocal. It's reciprocal, because had I had died, Charlie Kirk wouldn't give two fat rats about me. So when he died, I don't give two fat rats about him. Now his children, I do, because his children are innocent. His wife, not so much. You know who you married.
She chose
And
that man,
because real talk, if
and
my
she
husband
stood
was
up
in
there
them
and said a
streets,
weird speech
if
afterwards.
my
I was like,
husband was in them streets talking the way he was talking, he would come home and I'd be like, baby, you need to tone that down, because somebody gonna shoot your ass. Somebody gonna shoot you. Like the idea, but see, they don't really, in their culture, they don't have people to check them either. I have noticed that. They don't really have a checking mechanism.
which is why every time we say something, we're hostile. I'm like, I'm not hostile. Just don't nobody say nothing to you. I'm actually one of the most HR friendly black people you can meet.
No,
You're
because
welcome.
you way nicer than me, because the way I said, it's gonna be a cussing match when I get through. The way I say it, I already know I'm out of the pocket. I already know. So when somebody say
No,
something
you're
to me,
right
they
in the
gotta be
pocket because
crazy.
we all have our different parts to play. You're right in
True,
your pocket.
true. That's true.
Check
That's
them
true.
as they need to be checked. That's why they coming in contact with you.
Baby, but when I tell you, like I said, his wife is crazy. I don't even see how she was turned on by that. There's no way that I would be turned on by a man saying the things that he was saying, talking about people need to be stoned, just all these
He
different things he
said
was saying.
we should bring back public executions and it
Yeah,
should be televised. And I'm like,
yeah.
you know, if Speak Over Your Life was a person,
Hello, hello. Now who had the execution?
if Speak Over Your Life was someone, it be trying to Kirk. Like, I don't know what y'all want me to do.
I don't either. But I don't have no sympathy for that. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Like,
He- I
it's the
feel for his
gaslighting
kids.
for me. I feel like
I hope that his
America is
kids
so abusive.
I hope that his kids have some people in their lives though that will teach them something other than what, like, teach them not all that hate type rhetoric. I hope that somebody, I don't know. I hope they have somebody in their lives to try to teach them something different. I don't know if that's gonna happen though, because I'm a firm believer in the white woman is the backbone to the Confederacy. So,
And I
and to
feel
a
that's
lot of
what I
this
was gonna say.
racist
I
stuff.
think it's more than likely they will have people around them that will try to make them even more radicalized because of
They did.
which is what I think they were trying to do anyway with taking him was make a lot of people more radicalized because they already lost their mind. But good thing we already know that and we have our firearms.
Girl, ain't nobody studying these folks. They better go sit
'Cause
down
I'm not
somewhere.
gonna bother
It
nobody, but
pissed,
just don't come bothering me. That's it.
yeah, and it pissed me off because I'm so sick of this. When they get mad, what the first thing they do is, you heard they targeted the HBCUs with all of these threats and stuff. That pissed me off too.
And it
They
have nothing to
target.
do. And but that's how you know it's not. Nothing is real. All they want to do is fight. They just
Yep,
want what they
yep.
want because
They want to
it don't
fight
have
who
nothing
they
to do
so
with none
called
of
don't
us.
like. They
Even
want to
the
fight who
people
they don't
who
like.
just said I'm not crying. That it's like society wants to put the guilt on them as if they went up and shot the man just because
Yep.
they're saying they're not crying. Y'all don't even have all that smoke for the guy that they found that they said did it.
Hello, because y'all could go up to the jail and try to get him out of there if you was serious. Y'all could go right up there, but y'all ain't
Sure,
gonna do
you can
that.
be somewhere where it matters. Cause what we over here talking about what? Okay, yeah,
Girl,
we're
these folks is
involved. What?
these folks is something else. They something else. They hell in a handbasket for real, for real. But they'll be all right.
They'll be
They
all
gonna
right.
have they gonna have to be. They
I
gonna have
think
to be
we're
for a
doing
bunch of
it
time.
as a community. I feel like we are doing a good job right now, like staying focused.
Baby, because it took me when I look up under the videos that I always be a black person. Release the Epstein files.
You gonna stay focused,
Yeah,
baby?
that was up on the Charlie Kirk. Time out. Okay, now release the Epstein file. Then
Because
somebody
it's
put
always a distraction. Like the man is gone. What you want? What?
somebody say they had put in quotations, release the Epstein files, Charlie Kirk, and then they put the date that he said it. Y'all ignorant. They ignorant, girl. I said, you can't let black folks do nothing. Cause when we get in the comments, we gonna be good and ignorant. That's
We
one thing
always
we can
petty.
count on.
I saw one video and it was him talking about Beyonce's music and it's so bad and this and that and then they stitched her singing talking about it feels so good to be alive. I was like, oh, we petty. We are so petty.
Yeah, it don't take us but a second. It don't. This
Are
is this
so
is
it
this is
ain't
my
never too
thing.
soon for us.
This is my thing with his platform. See, it's the statements like that that let me know he extra hateful. Cause I'll be fair and say I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. It really has nothing to do with her music. But even if you don't like her music, that's not what your platform is about. So why are
Right.
you even bringing her up? Why are
Exactly.
you even bringing her up? Like whether you like it, because music is art and that's subjective, and you may like it or you may not like it, but who gives a like at
Who
the end of
asked
the
you?
day, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you actually was gonna offer a real critique, that's fine. But your platform, you're not a music reviewer. That's how you know people go out of their way to be hateful. Like
Right.
you just being
And
hateful
you're
for no
not
reason.
her target audience either, sir. So
No, you're not. And even if you were, I don't think she cares because, like, I don't think she cares. Beyonce making that money. She don't. You think she care about it? Just like she don't care about my opinion. Hey, let's just be real.
facts.
But like, you
She
know
damn
what
sure
I'm
don't
saying?
care about my opinion because I don't pay enough to go to her show. So
Yeah. See, my
I
whole
know
thing
she'll
with
care about
Beyonce,
my
my
opinion,
whole thing
child.
with Beyonce is I was a Destiny's Child fan.
Me
You know what
too.
I'm saying? And they was from Houston. But let me say this: original Destiny's Child with Latoya Luckett, and I forget the other young lady name. That
Yeah.
one with them with Kelly, Beyonce, Latoya, and I forgive me, young lady, the other one's name. I that one I
What's
like.
the Latavia or something? Nah, let me
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
it.
Latavia.
Okay.
That's what it was. Um, I like that one, but I like that one for a lot of reasons. I liked it because I could relate to their music. A lot of their music actually had a decent message to it. I liked it because they worked with producers that I like. They work with Wyclef John. They work with, so the way, and I know a lot of this don't have nothing to do with Beyonce. A lot of this got to do with her daddy. The way they handled that when they got rid of Latavia and Latoya was out of order. It was
Yeah,
completely and totally out of order. We should not be doing each other like that. But I
I agree.
realized that Beyonce was very young, and a lot of that was her daddy's doing. Um, but going forward from there, I know you married to who you married to, and see, I was never a Jay Z fan, never, because I just
He was
had.
just indifferent for me. I wasn't like gonna buy the album. I didn't know no words that
Yeah,
much.
no,
Like
me
I
either.
wasn't
But
for or against him.
it was the vibe for me. And then when I found out when he became part owner of the Nets, because he's from Brooklyn, he became
Hmm.
part owner of the Nets, and then he sat up and let them people gentrify a huge part of Brooklyn. So those people lost their homes and all of this kind of stuff. I ain't lying. They bulldozed a whole lot of stuff to put that brand new facility that they put. And that's when he was part owner. He's no longer part owner of the Nets, but he was part. He went to Brooklyn and told them people, this gonna be good for Brooklyn. It's gonna bring all these jobs to Brooklyn. It brought 200 jobs to Brooklyn, and they were temporary jobs. When I found that out, I said,
Oh,
"That's the vibe I didn't like about you. You'll do anything for money." Notice right after the Colin Kaepernick thing, he said he was gonna be over music or something for the NFL and blah 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 and all of this shit. And then that's when Beyonce starts showing up at Houston Texans games and shit like that. Like, bro, I'm not stupid. You're doing a lot of this stuff so you can get more and more money, which I get it. He said it. He said, I got kids, I got a legacy. I'm trying to his company was the company with Dame Dash was Rockefeller. And that's
yeah,
named Rockefeller. It's named after, it's a play on words, Rockefeller, the dude. You
yeah,
idolize the way he did stuff. And that dude was very shrewd.
yep.
Yeah, he was philanthropic because Spelman University is named after Rockefeller's wife, but he was only giving money for certain reasons. Let's be real. Tax write-offs to make it look like you not a snake and a shark, but you really are. Because they was
Good
racist as hell.
nurses know how to learn to look like they're doing certain
Something
things to
else.
get what they want. Like
Yeah.
that's what they do.
So it's almost like I hate to say it, but it's like Beyonce in a way, like when you fleecing people talking about $1,200 to $2,000 for tickets for a concert, you fleecing people, baby. You say you care about your community. Not trying to be funny, you gave University of Houston 100 grand to their law program. Texas Southern got a law program called the Thurgood Marshall law program. You didn't give them not one red cent, but you sat up there and you said, I wish they always went to a HBCU when you was doing that Coachella shit and you had Grambling to come perform behind you. You didn't give Grambling,
Mhm.
you gave the band a little bit of money because she didn't even give Grambling band $100,000. You see what I'm saying? But you wish I ain't got time for it. It's too much. You doing too much for me. I miss like Harry Belafonte and Lena Horne and Ruby Dee, Ozzie Davis and Aretha and Curtis Mayfield and Sam Cooke. Jane Brown. I miss the
So
people who
singing
Dick
for
Gregory.
the revolution.
I miss the artists who use their platforms to help the community. The hell with the money. That's
Right.
what I miss. Bring that back.
Planted
So
this.
until she bring that back, you did good. Until
Thank
she bring that back, Beyonce is not on my list of I will never. I have no, I'm good. I have no desire to go see her in concert. I'm not part of the Beehive. You tell I
me
said it. I
either.
don't care. We'll
I'm
be
not
all right.
either.
Now I
That's
will
my
listen to
thing. She
Say
sure don't care
No,
about
Say No.
my
I listen
my
to that.
opinion because she lost me. I think I liked. I agree as far as how Destiny's Child went, and I would say as far as musically, I liked Beyonce's like very first
I
solo
liked her
album.
before the record labels. Like it almost seemed like she just doing anything to make money. Like okay, like the country album. So I listened to it because the people kept. First of all, half the album is a cover album. Like Texas Hold'em, a white dude did that first. Jolene,
Oh,
we all know that's Dolly Parton's song. But
yeah,
a lot of people don't realize 4, 5, 6 of them songs is covers. They had already been done before. That's number one. So it's not even original music. I'm sorry, I'm an artist. I play instruments. I'm not interested in you being a cover band. Okay, I'm
yeah,
not interested in you being a cover band. That don't do nothing for me, but maybe that do something for somebody. But like I said, I'm into real music where people, like for instance, my favorite artists, they write, they produce, they do all that. My
yeah,
favorite artist. If you're not doing all that, I'm sorry, you can't. No. So yeah, I'm not really feeling and like don't get me wrong. What was the challenge that they had? I need that little song. Oh, they were saying, I need a prescription. I needed that little song. You know what I'm talking
hmm,
about? I like the song. I like the beat. I hate the lyrics. You don't need to be singing in black folks talking about you need a prescription and all of this kind of stuff. What you need a prescription for? So you advocating drug use, popping pills? That's what you advocating? Okay, I got you, Beyonce. But it's cool though. See
yeah,
that to me, you couldn't get Aretha to sing about prescriptions. Except for
yeah.
Dr. Feel Good. You couldn't get her to sing about that. That's out of order. These people is too much for me. It be too much for me.
Let me respond to Shay. Who said what I'm planting? Shay, right?
Say,
Yeah.
say,
I planted
say
these
what pen?
green wave spicy mustards. I saved these seeds. Um I have a video where I went to the community garden where my mom has a plot at, and this lady let me taste her spicy wave mustards, and I came home and realized that I had the same plant that I had got for $1. So I saved the
Really?
seeds from that, and so it's free this year. So I planted some of those. I planted feathered frills kale. One of the garden friends sent me this
I think
kale.
I'm gonna plant this some of this
I
again.
planted this is the brown mustards. Clausen World sent me these. I
Okay,
planted perpetual chard. I've never
okay.
done this before, so I don't know what color it is. I don't know, maybe it comes in different colors.
Huh. I
Um
never heard of perpetual. I planted regular Swiss yard.
yeah, I think this is the same thing but larger. I'll
She
let you
said
know if they sprout.
the Bible
This
is still
dinosaur
God
kale
has
I got on
me.
Etsy, but it has purple like stem. So I'm not even sure if it's really dinosaur kale because I thought dinosaur kale was like the regular looking kale that everybody grows, but maybe.
Answer your question, but be careful. Because I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest, that's why I looked over you. I saw your question, but I looked over you for a reason. Because I'm very kind of clear on if people is trolls or not. And yeah, you know. But go ahead and ask your question, but be careful. Be real, I'm telling you, be careful.
Be mindful.
Yeah, because when I see people I've never seen before, and then you ain't got no picture and all this kind of stuff, and you may have started your YouTube account 10 minutes ago just so you could ask this question. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong.
I planted.
Shay, see,
Parsley.
who calling? These, these people silly. And I
Not all the
appreciate
black
you.
people are the same. Ask your
I
question.
appreciate you, Army Chickadee. I saw that miss. I seen
I
it. Army
see
Chickadee text me. It went across my screen.
what? What? I missed it. What
No,
happened?
she was just Army Chickadee text and was like, check the chat. I had seen it, but see, I'm very.
Oh,
See, notice how I said be careful, but the question ain't being asked. It don't take that long to type in there. Where you at?
right.
See when you, cause see, I had to bust somebody. Y'all, let me tell you what happened yesterday. So we got through with our meeting, where we're talking about some voter education, seminars and things that we're gonna do in the community because it's very clear that this younger generation they don't even really understand why or why they shouldn't participate in voting. I say why you should vote, but y'all get what I'm saying. The education is lacking. So we were coordinating for that. So we were at a little small bistro and oh yeah, very aggressive, Shay. Very aggressive. Um so Shay talking about she being funny.
You just
But
oh.
yeah, me and Shay cool. We know what's up. Cause she got Penny to be aggressive for her. But so we're at a small little bistro and we're sitting in a corner in a table in the corner, isolated to ourselves. It's like six of us. And
Hmm.
we had ordered like what some of them ordered mimosas, but I just got water. And then I ordered like a salad, other people. But we're talking about what we need to be doing, but we having lunch. Out of the blue, this young white boy come running up because what we were talking about at that very moment, we were talking about the Charlie Kirk thing, and we were saying, like, some of these people don't even understand the rhetoric that he was spewing, and they don't even understand the damage that it causes
And he
because,
was going to colleges. He was going to
yeah,
shape young minds with the things that
yeah,
he was saying. Like it was a targeted effort for sure.
yeah. So, okay, NL, how is that a black question? No,
Just want to ask, did you saw the Crawford
no, I
fight?
don't even know what fight he's talking about. No, I don't know. I haven't seen that fight. Like, and how is
I
that a
don't
black
think
question?
I don't know if it. I don't think that's a black question. But if it was the fight that my husband and his brothers were watching last night, was it? You talking about boxing? I don't see how it's a black question, but a black
That's
man won.
exactly
I
how is that a
mean,
black question?
voting for everybody black, I guess. But I mean, if the other guy would have won, like if they
Like,
both
who cares?
trained,
It's a fight. Like,
yeah, I don't. I don't think
I'm one
it
of them
means
type people.
anything for black
Boxing is
people as a
boxing.
whole that he won. But we can congratulate him for
Child, I
sure.
don't think that. I don't think that was the question. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that was the
Because I'm like,
question.
I'm confused of like, I mean, we talk about many
Honey,
things, but I don't think that's specifically black.
honey, let me tell you, these people will try you. So anyway, we talking, and the white boy come up and sit down. He's young,
People
and
say, stop talking
I
to
mean,
him.
just out of the blue, he pulled up a chair and sat down at the table, and all of us was looking. And like I said, in the moment, what we were talking about is how dangerous Charlie Kirk's rhetoric can be, especially to certain demographics. It's not okay to go out and attack people. It's not okay to say empathy is a sin, blah, 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 blah. So we were talking about that, and that's when he came. And we all kind of looked, and this is what he had the nerve enough to say. And I ain't gonna lie, he came from behind me. So I didn't see who he was with or whatever, whatever. He came up and he was like, "Oh, I wanted to join y'all conversation." We all looked at him, and one lady was like, "Yeah, we talking about school shootings and how it's a shame that we have to live in a country that has to deal with these babies losing their lives." Oh, he didn't have nothing to say. Then we started talking, like we kind of derailed the conversation, and like he ended up leaving, but when he left, he was like, well, his reason for sitting down, he said, "I don't have anyone to talk to. That's why I want to talk to y'all." Girl, I didn't know he had came in with two chicks. When he left, one of the white girls was like, because when he left, he went over to a table where two girls was. And I said, "I thought he didn't have nobody to talk to." I said, "Did he come in with them?" They was like, yeah. I said, and why did nobody say nothing? Because what I would have said was, are you a Christian? Because if I know I saw him come in with somebody, he said he didn't have nobody to talk to. Are you a Christian? Because it was very obvious that he was a Trumper. It was very obvious. Like he didn't have nothing on but just his attitude and the way he, you know what I'm saying? Because you came up right when we said something about Charlie Kirk. And I don't know what you
Mhm.
call yourself doing. I would say, are you a Christian? And if he would have been like, yeah, I'm a Christian. So you mean to tell me you're going to gaslight me and lie to me and tell me you don't have nobody to talk to and you walked in here with two girls? You got two girls to talk to. The people who you walked in with. You see what I'm saying? And I told them white people, I said, see, you all allow people to play y'all for Willie Foo Foo. I said, don't do me like that. I said, because I'm not the one. I didn't know he walked in here with two girls. I would have checked him immediately and made him leave. Because
So
it's
what did he
obvious what
join y'all conversation for? Like, what did he add to the conversation?
nothing. He just sat up and asked questions, and he said something about. First, he made an assumption about something to another lady, but then he said something to me because we had a game last night as well, and I had on a Grambling State shirt, and he was like, "Oh, didn't y'all play Ohio last week?" I say, "Yeah, a game we had no business playing," and he was
Mhm.
like, "Um, what did he say? Well, isn't it great that those kids got to be on national TV?" I said, first of all, I said, let me help you out because you clearly don't know who you're talking to. I say, I was in the band. I said, first of all, there is a museum on Grambling's campus dedicated to Eddie Robb. It's for the football team, it's not for the band. I said, that's first of all. So if we got a whole museum for our football team, what does that tell you? I said
Right.
Eddie Robb was the winningest coach in college football. Joe Paterno passed him, but when they pulled that shit at Penn State with Jerry Sandusky, they struck a lot of those wins from Joe Paterno. So Eddie Robb
Mhm.
is back the winningest coach in football. Okay, in college football. So I said, so you think they not on? I said, just because you don't see them on ABC, I said, but they on ESPN either one or two every weekend. What are you talking about? I said, you just only watch white college football. That's all that is. I
They
said, no.
think everything black is underprivileged. We live in a good life out here, okay? We are rich in all things, in
Then I
music,
went on
in
further.
spirituality, even in joy. Even when y'all try to make war, we still have joy.
Then I went on
We are
further.
the
I said,
richest
now,
people.
now let me go on further. I said, are you in college? He said, yeah. He said, what school he went to. I said, let me help you out. Your football program at that school is trash. That's number one.
Mm.
Number two, your band is trash. I said, I was in the World Fame. I did about 12 commercials. I did one movie. I did one TV show. And I can't tell you how many times we was on the news. We did Obama's inauguration. I mean, I could go down the list. There's so much shit we did. I forgot. I did a video game. Huh?
I say you is famous, girl.
I ain't gonna necessarily say all that. The band is famous. But
You
it's
famous
like,
too.
it's like, bruh, I said national TV ain't nothing to me. Like, what is that to me? That ain't nothing to me. When you get it,
Also, that validation, like it is too much to me. Like you know what, people can live rich lives without being on TV, and we don't look at it like some people think proximity to fame, proximity to whiteness, proximity to like we was rich before and after we got on
uh,
TV for
uh,
whatever you talking about. Like
if
we
it
was rich
wasn't for,
before you found out about us.
if it wasn't for black inventions, wouldn't be no TV now, or cameras. Let's go that far to even record to be on TV now. And then I told him, and I said even further, when your school have homecoming, you can't even tell it's homecoming. I said, have you been to Grambling when it's homecoming? I said maybe you should come so you can see all those $1 million RVs that be sitting in the parking lot. Cause see, I got goals and values and aspirations, honey. At one of these days, I ain't gonna say my stuff gonna be as fabulous, cause these people be out here with some straight up buses that they done converted into these RVs. They be $1 million. I don't want that much. I want a nice RV where I can tailgate. But I said, y'all be like what? And so then once I said all that, honey, he said, well, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it then. Good. Good. Go the fuck on. And the white people look at me like I'm crazy. I said, I know that probably was a bit much for y'all. I said, but I said, you all allow these people to play you for Willie Foo Foo. This is
Yeah.
why they think you stupid. This is why they think they owning the libs, as they say, because you allow all of this. Well, we
Mhm.
should just kill them with kindness. They don't understand kindness. That's
No.
ridiculous. And if they understood kindness, I would kill them with kindness. And you right, Carson, where everybody definition rich is different because I don't necessarily just say because you have money you're rich. Yeah, I've met some
Right.
people that ain't got no money and they are rich. They're rich in other ways. You know what I'm saying? But I know to him that's what he think rich is. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause after he left, one of the white girls was like, yeah, his family probably owned a lot of. Cause he said where he was from. They was like, yeah, his family probably owned a lot of farmland and stuff that they probably stole from somebody. I was like, oh my God, y'all ridiculous. But
Probably.
I'm trying to get these white folks trained up on how to deal because they kind of really still be on some other stuff. And I be like, y'all let these people play y'all too much. Y'all let them play you too much. Because they ain't gonna play me for Willie Foo Foo.
Okay. Well, I'm taking a
Dude
break from my
gonna come
son.
sit down. And see, my thing is he did that because I was the only black person at the table. And I told them that. I said, had it have been four blacks and four whites or six blacks and two whites or something like that, he wouldn't have came to that table. He wouldn't have dared sat down at that table, especially if it had been some men. You know what I'm saying? Because the men in
Yeah.
the group had left at this point. Because we did have some men there, but they had left at that point. Had it have been a man, he wouldn't have come up to that table. He wouldn't have come up to that table. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say men. Strong men are important in society too. Because
Yeah.
men can check another man in a way sometimes that it just depends on the situation. But y'all get what I'm saying?
That's
Sometimes
true.
these men, they not gonna check another man. They such a coward. They want to walk up to women all the doggone time.
Yeah. That is facts.
But girl, that was a whole. It just kind of blew me, baby. After he did that, I told him, I said, come on, let's wrap this meeting up. I said because if one more person walk up to this table on this BS, I said I done about had it. They started laughing at me. They be like, I said y'all don't understand. I got a short fuse for those microaggressions and little things that you're doing. You walking up trying to be intimidating. I don't have time for it because I would never walk up to somebody in a restaurant and try to intimidate them.
Right.
Based on I'm listening in on their conversation. That's some bullshit. You listening in on somebody's conversation and then you gonna try to intimidate them, go sit your ass all the way down.
No, for real. Oh, I need to plug this phone. I'm gonna show y'all what I planted before I put my seeds back.
Yeah, cause I'm finna turn mine around here in a minute. I'm getting the last little bit of this stuff straight now, but I'm gonna have to plant this purslane. I got a ton of purslane. I'm gonna have to plant this out in the garden somewhere or
Does
plant it somewhere.
purslane grow wild in your garden? I think I might have purslane.
Girl, yeah, it grow
That's just
wild.
popped out,
I
right?
planted that mess one time and I've had it ever since, but it can grow wild because it's a very common plant. People buy it at the store to plant, and if
That's what I
anybody's
was
ever planted it,
thinking.
it's probably been there. It's probably there, and you probably don't have to do nothing.
Oh, speaking of buying at the store and planted, Clausen World, my lemongrass did live. Both of them, both the ones I bought them, because she had showed the way that she likes to start her lemongrass, and by the time
How
I saw
she
it, I was like, damn, I just stuck it in the dirt.
how she
But
do her? She
mine
put in
grew
water
too.
first.
I think she like stripped some of it, yeah, and
Okay, okay,
yeah, had to
okay,
like let the roots sprout first and stuff. And I was like,
okay.
oh Lord, I hope mine, I think she
It'll make
changed it too.
it'll make it if you put. You can do it either way. It'll make it if you just put it in the dirt. That's how I did mine.
It
I just
did.
put
That's
it in
what
the
I
dirt.
was updating her. Like, okay, it did make it.
Yeah, you can do it either way, whichever way you prefer. It's not. You both have like the outcome is pretty much gonna be the same either way. But between the two of y'all, then I'm gonna need some lemongrass at some point. So y'all just keep me on the list. I know Shay got some too, baby. I need some lemongrass, and I refuse. I'll buy it from y'all, but I ain't buying it from the store. I don't know. belligerent. I'm not buying that from the store.
Right.
Cause it's three of y'all growing lemongrass. Doggone it, if each one of y'all give me a blade, I ought to have some lemongrass.
Yes,
Shit.
we got you.
I had some before and I killed it. And I could kick myself. I could kick myself for that. But stuff happens though. Stuff happens.
And
But
that's
I'm gonna
why
plan.
your peeps got something for you.
I just be so glad that I can reach out to y'all first before I buy stuff. Cause y'all saved me a lot of money. I ain't lying. Y'all look, this what I so I got all the indigo separated. And I do still this is
Oh, they look
no, this
so
is
good.
I need to water them in. But I do still have like you see all these little bitty babies, and then I got a couple of ones that's pretty big. But I will separate them out further. But I just needed to get them out that tray. That's what I needed to do. So I'm finna
It
water
looks
them
great.
in. Yeah, I think they're gonna be fine. They seem like tough plants. Like I didn't realize that they roots get so long and like really be searching out for the
So those
nutrients and stuff.
roots from them little ones, cause they look little for them long roots.
The
Okay, yeah,
the roots were from so the plants that had the really long roots, they're like 6 inches tall. The
yeah.
roots were
That's
longer than the plant because the roots were like 12 inches. They were long.
wow.
But yeah,
Well,
I
they
guess they will do that in the ground. So it leads me to believe. Do you cover your indigo or take it in or anything, or you leave it outside?
I don't, cause it's in the ground in the front. But I did think it died and then it came back.
It can't.
But now I
And
have
I
two,
think,
and I just leave them in the ground. But if you're gonna be harvesting leaves, I think that's fine. Like I will harvest
yeah,
leaves before it die back. Do whatever you're gonna do, and then let it just pop back out the next year. That's my plan anyway. I'm not gonna do anything extra. I try to put the stuff in the front that doesn't take as much extra care and
care.
stuff. Yeah.
That indigo don't seem to need no care. Not in my
Mm-mm.
opinion. It don't seem. So I think what I'm gonna do is I did put them in those pots. I'm gonna see how big they get. If they don't get very big, they're going in the greenhouse just to make sure. But if they get a nice size, I'm gonna put them in the ground somewhere. And I
Mm-hmm.
still may cover them with maybe like a thick layer of pine straw. But I think they'll be okay. I think
Yeah,
so.
that's what I do. Like, I have the mulch in the front,
Yeah,
and that's pretty
yeah,
much like you better
yeah.
live
I'm
in
gonna
that
get either
mulch.
yeah either leaves, pine straw, something like that. That's what I'm gonna do. Is So that's how I'm gonna handle that, and I'm gonna think about where do I want to plant them. They seem like they actually would make a cute kind of little shrub, cause they are
Mhm.
pretty little plant. They
Yeah.
are a pretty plant. Let me water this stuff in, child. But yeah, I
Okay,
got
while you watering, I'll show y'all what I planted and then
yeah.
what else
Y'all go
I
ahead and do
still
it.
have to plant. Oh, dang, I didn't even see these. I should have planted these. I might go back out there. I got one more little orange tray that I can plant, but I was getting hot, so I wanted to take a little break. Is it overcast where you are today?
It is today. It is.
Okay, yeah, that's the perfect time to move stuff too, because your plants don't be
Yeah,
struggling and
that's
all
why I
in the
want to go ahead
sun.
and get it done. That's why I want to go ahead and do it.
So I planted lemon balm. I've never planted lemon balm from seed. I had a plant start that I got from the botanical garden, and it died. So
Mm,
I'm trying again. I
ain't
said,
that
"Dang,
about a blip?
right?" My husband loved that. He picked it.
So, what do you usually do with your lemon balm?
Make tea
Okay, that's what
or
I figured.
potpourri.
Okay.
I just leave dry stuff all over my house because it be smelling good.
Yeah,
The
I
kids be
like
like, "Oh,
that.
what's that?" I'm like, herbs."
Herbs, you
I
crazy.
planted slow boat cilantro. We gonna see if it's slow boat.
You good.
I think it still just be bolting, but hey.
Girl, I got some
Um.
slow bolting. It's still bolting on my ass, but whatever.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe slow for other regions
Maybe, I
because
don't know.
not for
I don't
mine.
know. Girl, that
I
cilantro
planted
be
this.
so happy, it goes straight to seed.
Yeah. This is a tall Utah celery. So I don't have any celery in my garden right now. And my celery had been doing so well for like 2 years. And I think my
Let me
pink one
know.
was going to seed and I didn't notice. I'm hoping it dropped some seeds. And then the ones that I planted, I'm gonna do a tour soon too, but I had planted some more pink celery recently or like a couple months ago or something like that. And I think the way that the rain is falling off my house may be
Hmm.
messing up a little piece of that bed there. So I'm thinking of leaving it blank, maybe just burying food scraps and stuff like that. Let it be a little compost area because if the rain is gonna beat it up like that until I
Yeah, if you
can
got rain like
redirect
kind of,
it.
if you got rain kind of like bailing off your roof kind of hard, it will do that.
Yeah, I think I realized that. So I'm replanting celery. I said all that to say all I have right now is the dry celery that I had harvested and dehydrated earlier when I had a whole bunch of celery. I think I did a video on that. But that's one of the things that I do love about growing food and that I learned is that every year may be different. Last year I had a huge
Hmm.
roselle plant. This year I have one in the pot and it's not as big, but I have a bunch of roselle syrup. I have a bunch of dehydrated roselle. And so, learning how to like kind of take it further can kind of help you because you don't never know what stuff is gonna look like, when it's gonna die. You think it's doing great,
Nope.
and then boom, it's gone. So I ain't got no celery. I planted celery. I
We
planted some
trading.
more purple mustards.
We
And
trade not because this year my celery actually looks like something.
okay.
I mean not celery. I'm sorry, my roselle.
Oh,
It
Roselle.
actually looks.
Oh yeah, your Roselle. I've been seeing in your videos.
Yeah, it looks like something, and I'm glad too because so I have several plants, and then I have white roselle too.
I want to
And
grow that. I've seen that Dan had it, but I don't think he had it in his store, did he? Did you get that from? Oh,
he didn't have it in his store.
okay.
Um, I wish,
Me
but
too.
I'm gonna try my best to So the white roselle just flowered um yesterday. That was the first one to open, but it's got a bunch of calyxes on it. So I'm hoping I have seeds, is my point. I don't know exactly how many seeds. I only have two white roselle plants. So when I bought seeds, I got like 15 seeds. I think four plants came up and two of them succumbed. They didn't make it.
Mm.
But my other roselle was from seeds that I saved. And I ain't gonna lie, I left them in the seed trays too long, which is probably why they stayed kind of small for a while, but now they doing okay. They blooming. I went out there today and it was like five flowers open. And girl, them roselle, they will bring the bees, won't they? Because I hadn't seen bees. The bees is out there, y'all. They out there. I was so happy
Hmm.
to see the bees.
That's
But
good. I
yeah,
was saying
so
earlier when I was struggling before you got on that I'm hearing a lot of people say, "Where are the bees? Where are the bees?" And I'm like, I feel so bad because they are in my garden. The bees over here with me.
girl,
They all in
I'm
my
just not
country
seeing them.
and in my cucumber
I'm
and
just
stuff
not
like
seeing
that.
them, and I'm looking crazy. Like where the bees at? But you said you didn't have no success on your stone breaker. I will. I can get you some more seeds, girl. I got a whole bunch of that stuff in the yard, so that ain't no problem. That stuff is coming up every doggone where. But I will say this on your stone breaker, sow those seeds. They tend to come up in the middle of the summer to the end of the summer. Like those plants, they know when to come up, and that's generally when they come up. Um, but just throw them seeds somewhere. They don't even need no good soil. They don't need. But when you plant them, like if you plant them in the spring, don't expect for them to come up right then. They not. They gonna come up when they ready. And stonebreaker, for whatever reason, it comes up like the middle of the summer to like the end of the summer. That's when it really start growing. So it's kind of a little bit of a different plant. Most plants don't do that. I need to replant
I
celery. I
have never
moved.
heard of Stonebreaker.
Okay, so I'm sure you've heard people say that mimosas are invasive. I'm sure you've
Mm-hmm.
heard people say that. And what I'm gonna do is I plug my phone in, but I'm gonna let my phone charge up just a hair, and I'll go back outside and show y'all what I'm talking about. But Usually, when people say mimosa is invasive, I don't think what they're actually seeing is mimosa. I think they think that they're baby mimosas and they're not. They're this plant that's called, Jamaicans call it stonebreaker, but it's also called, Go Grow did a video on it. Somebody tell me what the other name for it is, the more common name, but it looks like mimosa, but it's not. When you flip the leaves over, they have all these little balls on the back, and that's where the seeds are. And I ain't gonna
Mm.
lie, I got a whole section of my yard. Girls took over by that stuff, but I don't care because it's like grass. Like it doesn't turn into a tree or anything. It stays a smaller plant. You can mow it down with the lawnmower with no problem. But I think that's why it spreads so readily because it has those seeds on the back, and the seeds just fall and it just spreads. But you use it. Jamaicans use it. They make a tea out of it, I think, and you drink it, and it's supposed to help with kidney stones. And
Oh, wow.
that's why they call it stone breaker, because it's supposed to help with
Mm.
kidney stones. Yeah. And see, that's why I say a lot of people would say, oh, these nuisance plants or these weeds, yeah, they weeds, but they probably got a use too.
Well,
So
they want us to think everything is a weed, child, so we don't
yeah.
eat or be healthy at all.
Clausen World says she got a lot of seeds to plant. Clausen World, what you planting? You always planting something, but don't swim out, so
Oh,
I can't say nothing. When I go back outside, I'm gonna throw me some seeds.
I'm
Cauliflower, the purple,
planting this
that's pretty.
again. I hope it.
That's pretty. I think it'll be like that. I hope it should
I
be.
hope so. And then okay, so that's the stuff I already planted, and I need to go back outside, and then I'm direct
Shanta
seeding a bunch of
Piedra.
stuff.
Is that what it is?
Chamica piedra in Spanish. Okay, so I'm gonna try this snowball cauliflower. I was I think I'm out of this. This is in here so I can remember to get some more. This is sweet alyssum. And I sprinkle this like around my brassicas. It's supposed to attract beneficial insects that like eat the worms, that like to eat your kales and stuff like that. Excuse me.
Clausen word is correct. It is, but I was looking for. It was another name. Go
You
grow. You
sound low
sound
now.
low now. Hold on.
Oh, and I'm
Oh, and I'm
echoing.
echoing. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Be still.
Now we know how it goes. Purple island kale. I need a lot more kale. Giant red mustards. My mom likes these. There she is.
East
Or you
be
can
still.
call it Shatterstone.
Yeah.
Shatterstone?
Go go grow used another. These plants have so many names. I can't think of the name of it because she the one that I learned it from because she figured it out. She was like, people always talk about mimosa is invasive, but I really think this is the one that's invasive. And
Mm,
I can't think of the name of it to save my life. But when she showed it, I knew immediately what it is. So I got that in the yard. You know how you see stuff and you be like, I got that outside. What that is?
mm-hmm.
And so she
That's why
started,
I
but
said
she
the bird needs
didn't,
to grow because I think I might have that outside.
yeah, she didn't even know what it did or what it was for. I told her, I said, girl, look, chamber bitter. That's what it is. Chamber
Oh,
bitter, if
okay.
I'm not
Chamber
mistaken.
bitter. Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's so I had sent Army Chickadee some of that. I'll send you some more, girl. Don't even worry about it. I got a crap ton of that. Clausen World be forever outside doing stuff. I just hope Clausen World ain't been on them people property cutting them trees down again. She be an arborist. She be an arborist on other people's land. She don't even be getting paid or nothing. She just be chopping stuff down. Clausen, you can't be my neighbor. You can't be my neighbor. That ain't gonna make it.
That's what I say. Equal opportunity.
How was school this week?
School was good. Oh, I was talking about it earlier too. That we started book club again this week. So Mia was hype, baby. She ran so fast to the park when we pulled up. Like my people.
We were ready to see her little friend.
Mhm. Um, like we rocked it. I feel like we did pretty good. We had a pretty good week. We're
So, we
definitely learning about
definitely,
um social studies. Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier when you were talking about young people and being interested. And I was telling my kids because Thursdays is our um that's the day that we study like government,
mm-hmm.
civics and stuff like that. And I was telling them when I was young, I didn't really realize how important it was, or like I wasn't too interested in like politics, but it's like literally
Yeah.
the rules in which we are governed.
Uh-huh.
So it's
I
going
was
to
not
touch your life
interested.
regardless if you're interested or not. So
Yeah, I was not interested. Like, so we took that class one semester, and then the next semester you took economics as well. And I think that's back when they actually was at least trying to teach you the basics of how the government work and the basics of how money works. And then they took that stuff out the school. So, they was trying to dumb you down right there. But I took those classes and it was cool, but it was more kind of my family. But I wasn't super, super, super interested when I was younger. Like I knew how it worked and I kept up, but I wasn't super, super interested. I got older and was dissatisfied with stuff going on around me. And then that made me be more interested. So yeah,
yeah,
I get it how young people, but I will say this. When I say I wasn't interested, that does not mean I was not voting. That's not what that means because I always voted. From the time I turned 18, I have never missed voting. I don't care where I was. So I was at least engaged enough to know about that. And that's what I think we're trying to do is at least get these kids engaged enough. You don't have to sit up and follow politics all day long, but be engaged enough to know that you need to vote
I
because,
think especially locally because I
yeah,
definitely I go back and forth. I be like, because the more informed you are, the more you're like, are you really counting my vote for that president? I don't know if the people. I don't think the people. I don't know about
well,
that. But locally, I feel
yeah,
you can very much more pick, choose, vote, touch, feel, make your voice, heard. And really, I think just understanding the connection, like I said, that like it's gonna touch you whether you're engaged or not, whether you care or not. It's gonna
it will.
affect the schools and the different things, the water, in your area, the different, safety bike lanes and even stuff
Yeah.
like that, and so I think for them, number one was understanding why
Mhm.
should I care? Or that's where I started anyway. Because
Yeah.
it took me, like you said, to grow up and understand how these
Yeah.
things relate to not just me, but
Oh,
our
I wanna
future,
I
our
wanna do.
communities, you know,
Yeah.
once I
And it
understood
even.
how those affected everything, then it's like I don't have a choice. It's like my duty to
Yeah.
at least try to be informed and, try to use my voice, try to raise children who understand the impact of like people will still tell you today, oh, difference of opinion. Racism is not a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Traveling around and going to colleges and stuff and trying to sow seeds of ideologies that are racist and being a bigot is not a difference of opinion.
Here's my thing though. He knew which colleges to go to, see, and I could get into that, but I'm not gonna get into the politics of that because I
But
got
I
under
heard
somebody
you
not long
talking
ago.
about wanting to come.
I don't now. Let me say this. I don't know that. I don't know. It could be true. If I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it because I don't know. But I will say this: Utah can say what they want, but they ruby red and been very, 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 very conservative and racist for a long time. Next, if Utah trying to play them games when the governor, who I was praying it was, you in one of the most racist states in the nation. Get the hell on. It's the
But well,
reason
that
why it
is
ain't but three
racist for him
people
to
in
say
Utah.
that. I know you ain't bothering the Lord with them type of what you. So you pray for 33 hours for it not to be one of y'all. Why? Because you want to blame a black person or a queer person? You want to blame a foreigner? Like that's you're literally saying the quiet stuff out loud. That's why I said I'm not going to be in battle with anyone because I don't actually have to do anything. You guys are out here destroying yourselves. You are out here losing your own damn jobs, your own damn life with your own damn issues. Like so at this point, and I feel like as a community at this point, like the crash out that is happening in front of us, like we can just let it. And we
They'll
can
be
do
all
the
right.
things like you're doing, is not being distracted, right? Going to meetings and choosing, okay, who's coming up next after, you know what I'm saying, whoever, or even just making sure you register to vote
Yeah,
because I won't be, nobody will be able to ask me, girl, you ain't show up and try to vote him out. I tried. I know my
yeah.
one vote, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm one of the. Oh, that's Felix. Anyway,
Even
I'm
though
one of the
that's your
main
own
ones.
business, like
Yeah,
who
of
you
course.
voted for, and
You
if you
can vote
voted or
for,
whatever, like
and
we're
I
all
don't.
different. So I'm not judging for that. I'm just saying for
No,
me
I don't.
personally, it is important, and I've learned
I think
why.
it's disgraceful to not vote, but I also think I do think that some people vote based on stupid stuff, and that's where the education piece that we're talking about. Because let's be real, a lot of these kids, they're like, especially young people, they're so used to voting on things based on popularity stuff. Like in high school, when you vote for the person who's most to do this, or the homecoming queen, king, excuse me, or homecoming queen, when you vote for these things, that's based on popularity a lot of times. So you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's the only thing they have the base voting on, because they don't have civics in school anymore. So what do you
Well,
expect them
see,
to do?
that's the thing too. I think because I would say when I moved back to Texas, I wasn't too up on everything, and I didn't vote because I didn't want to have an uninformed
That's true.
vote either, because you could just go in and just mark some stuff.
You can.
And you
You
have no
definitely can.
idea how it's affecting policy because you hadn't been here. I had been gone for 8.5 years. And, I didn't feel as well versed.
Yeah,
So
and I can understand that. I can
it just
understand that.
seems like you have that there's work to be done because a lot of these things are not, what's spoon fed to us is what they want us to believe, what they want us to hear, what they want us to think. But really going into like the different people who are showing up trying to change policy or trying to get in
Mhm.
office is a whole nother job within itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if they're not the popular one or the one with a whole lot of money behind them.
Yeah. And legislation needs to be passed about that as far as money. I think the money needs to be taken out of campaigns. Like I get it, you need money to do certain things, but we don't need to raise um like for instance, I think they said Kamala raised 1 point something billion, which don't get me wrong, it's a crazy feat for her to do that in 100 days. I don't think anyone's ever done that before. But the idea, which don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid. It takes a lot of money. I don't think people understand some of the logistics, but I don't think it takes billions. I don't think so. I think that's a bit much. But then we sit around here,
I
we have
agree.
homeless people, we have people starving, we have different things like this, but you just raised 1.3 billion. And I'm not putting that on Kamala, making it like it's a bad thing, because I don't know how much Biden, I'm
Well,
just
that's
giving you a
what
number
how it
of somebody
is.
that I
Like that,
know how
it was
much they
already like
raised.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, like, because I don't know how much Biden raised, so I'm not going to try to throw out some number and I don't know what it is. I just know what her number was. But but yeah, I don't, because for instance, there's several people like Gary Chambers. The idea that he ran for Senate, um, and he didn't get it just because he didn't have the same money that, who did he run against? Was it Kennedy or Cassidy? It was one of those two. He ran against them and he didn't have enough money, but he was the man that should have got the job because he's really trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? And he just didn't win because of the money, and that's out of order. It's
Yeah.
completely and totally out of
Yep.
order.
Yep.
Um,
And it allows for everything that happens here, the capitalism. Like you can pay the politician to do and say what you want. That's what lobbyists do. Like they they just show up and say, "Hey, do this for me.
mhm,
Switch it this
mhm.
way." And we have big old
Yeah.
companies like
I don't
Walmart
think
and all kind of
I don't think corporations
places
should
that
be
are
able to
in.
donate. I don't think corporations should be able to donate. Like these people who can
They
donate. Okay,
influence
if you
policy
can
in that
donate,
way.
if you can donate $5, $10, $20, even 100, even 1,000, I think you should be able to donate. But when it gets to talking about we're donating hundreds of thousands or millions and things like that, I think that's where it needs to be a limit. They need to make legislation to make it a limit on that. Like there should be a
Mhm.
limit of the amount of single donor donations. Like if this company donates to you, the max that this company can donate, and let's give them 50 grand. That's it, no more. But to be able to donate millions. And then you can say, well, I gave you, because see, this has been a problem for a long time. JFK
That's
got
the
into it,
problem.
with the mob over that. You know what I'm saying? Like the mob donated a lot of money to JFK. And then them
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers started doing stuff that he claimed, this ain't what we put you in office for. You know what I'm saying? Then it started becoming some static. So it's like this been a problem. Like when y'all gonna learn? But now y'all do it big and better the next time. Y'all get more and more money the next time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just wild, but it's a lot of stuff. Once again, and I hate to say it, I think that's why they keep a lot of black folks out of politics to a certain point. Because I think black people would have written those laws, but they proved that they don't really like to change. It goes back to what I said before. They're not innovative. They're not really trying to get no better. They're really just trying to kind of keep stuff same. So it's like, but
The same
girl,
system evolves a little bit, just enough to fake like
yeah,
change was made.
yeah. They'll be all right. Girl, here lately I've been looking at girl, it's a dude on here named Dr. Obadele Kambon. He was born in Brooklyn, but he grew up in North Carolina. His daddy, I forget, his daddy is Dr. Cambone too, but I don't know his daddy first name. But long story short, he repatriated to Ghana, but he has an app that's just like YouTube. It's called Abibi Tumi TV. And Abibi Tumi stands for, I think it stands for Black Power. I think. Don't give me the line. And Abibi Fahode. I can't remember what that's another one. But Bibi means black. Um and Tumi, I can't remember. I think the language is true. But anyway, child, they got some little. He don't. When I tell you this man a visionary, so people were complaining about having issues if they wanted to do the dual citizenship. They were, how sometimes you go to Africa, you try to put in your paperwork, and how sometimes they stuff just don't work like ours. Like you put it in, and
Yeah,
you gotta grease somebody palm, you gotta do this, do that to try to get your stuff kind of, instead of them just go ahead and processing it, you know, he was like, he done got together with some people, girl, and he done made the process easier. Like some kind of way he facilitates for the process. He becomes kind of like your facilitator or his, I hesitate to say company, but that's kind of what it is. They facilitate it and help you get your dual citizenship easier. And then BB Toomey has bought some land, child, and they got some plots offered up, and this, that, and that. I ain't there yet. You got to get your citizenship first before you can buy any plots of land.
where is it at?
But you said where?
Yeah.
It's in Ghana. It's not in Accra though. I would have to
Okay.
I would have to look again. It's not in Accra, but it's very, very beautiful. Where he is in Ghana, because for those that don't know, Ghana has everything from beaches to mountains to plains. They have just about everything in Ghana. It just depends on where you at. But he's in an area where it's not mountains, but it's kind of hilly. But girl, it is beautiful, and you can just grow. So they went on the man land, and they showed his land, girl, and just naturally. I could just be in a, gardener. I could just point out the stuff. Well, I said, oh, that's soursop right there. Oh, there goes some plantain. Oh, there's a
Mhm.
mango.
That's
There's
how it
this
was
and
when I
that.
went to Nigeria too. I was like, oh, okay, sugar cane.
Yeah. So the lies they tell about people starving in Africa, but don't even get me started. But
That's the one thing I will say. When I was in Nigeria, like it was a lack of jobs, but the one thing that you could see that everybody could do was selling something, like selling
uh-huh.
something that they, probably grew on their land or whatever. Because
Yeah.
when you buy your land out there, at the very least, you have it. Like there's no
Yeah.
like, oh, you didn't pay your taxes on it, and now we taking it from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
when we talk about people being rich. There's different ways to be rich because if nobody can take your land from you, that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whether or not you for real poor.
But yeah, so he's kind of facilitating that and different things of that nature. So that's pretty cool to find out because I
Do
would be
you know
interested.
anybody like what they call them expats?
I don't know any expats. Like I said, I know the chick that she was from Cameroon. She came here and then she went back, but I don't know any expats. Not personally up close and personal. Like I know them. Have I watched videos and watched people talk about it? Definitely, I've done that before, but I
And what
don't
else
know
you
'em.
heard? I've heard recently.
Girl,
I've
I've
heard
heard some
different stuff.
everything. I've heard that all like it also depends on where they at. Most of the expats that I've watched or entertained have been in Africa, but I've heard some people say, "Oh, I went back. It was this." But I'm gonna be honest. The couple of people I saw that they said they went back to America, like real talk, the reason why they was going back to America, it goes back to something I said 2 or 3 lives ago. You bougie and you don't know how to. You wanna like you're so used to certain Americanized things.
Yeah,
You don't want to cook. You don't
yeah,
want to like you're used to a certain size of house or whatever, but you don't have enough money to buy that. You're used to having a certain type of car, because understand this, you can have a Mercedes in Africa, but understand there are no Mercedes like dealerships and things, not to my knowledge. Maybe it is, I don't know,
I
but
didn't
you
see
get what
it,
I'm
but I
saying
haven't been
though.
to Ghana. I've only been to Nigeria, and obviously,
Yeah,
I didn't see the whole of that either.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
But you
can't
get what
speak
I'm
for all
saying. You
of
get
it.
what
But
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Like
I see what you're saying.
America's very different. It's very
It's
convenience
capitalist. It wants
based.
you to spend all your money on
Yeah,
comforts and things that you think
yeah,
you need so that you can live paycheck to freaking paycheck.
yeah. And my
Because
thing is,
even when I went to Nigeria, you can afford a big house and a maid because it costs
yeah,
less. But because I
yeah,
was like, shoot, I'll be out here making jewelry. I would still grow the food, but shit can
yeah,
cook it. Like cooking ain't
yeah,
really my
yeah,
jam. Like so
yeah.
it's
And
like you
like
can
that's what I
afford more to help.
mean.
That's why people have more kids. But there's also, like you said, a lot of system issues. Like, girl,
Yeah,
we had to grease so many palms just to drive from the airport to the
yeah,
village.
yeah. Because they said the checkpoints or the police or whoever it be, whatever.
It's
Yeah.
police and vigilantes. Like our
Oh, okay.
driver had a wad of cash right here, just in preparation, and they had like logs. So it's not like you can hurry up and drive off because it's a log right here. You're gonna stop,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
was I really fearful for my life? Not really, because it's almost like you know what they want. He got the wad of cash. We know we gonna make it to
Yeah,
the
it's kind of
village.
like I'm gonna tell you what I equate it to, and it may not be exactly the same, but I equate it to. You ever been to that little hood store where a lot of crackheads stand outside and they big and all the time? Now, granted, they not making you give them no money, but you tired of hearing them talk, so you like here $2 $3, get the hell away from me, like you know what I'm saying? So you slide them a little something. It's kind of
And
like
depending
that,
on
but
who the driver is, some of them would let us pass. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Depending, I was like,
yeah.
oh, so he probably want to. I don't know. We probably paid a little extra to get one of them
Look,
to drive
in ten
us. I don't
in 10
know.
minutes, he gonna be standing over there with a gun or something. In a few minutes, he'll be over there.
And see, and
But
my
yeah,
experience was probably way different, I'm sure, than someone else's. Like my husband's family,
yeah. So
they're
you had a little bit of an in, and that's what I was hearing from people that don't know. But see, here's my thing though.
because we had a
Okay,
military
so
escort all through the village. Like everywhere we went, they were following
yeah,
us. And I was like, do we own this whole
yeah.
spot?
So it's like what I equated to is kind of like if you know you're trying to go to Africa and
Mhm.
you trying to do these things, just do a little research. Don't be so stupid and just run over there, because if you know you need a facilitator and you need somebody to help you, then do that. Build a rapport with somebody that can kind of help you. And even people have told people to do this, but people just run over there. And that's why I said a couple of people I saw that came back to America, they were very convenience based. They were very, these things. I want to Uber eat everything. I want to, no, you no. Like, but see, I don't do all that. So they don't apply to me.
It's
And that's
just
what I was
another
telling my
thing.
best
It's like
friend.
you. To me, that's like a colonizer. That's what gets on my nerves when people come over here. It's like you trying to change it to where you're from. This isn't
Yep.
where you're from.
Yep.
So you can't
Just
go
like,
somewhere else and change it to where you're from. You have to go and embrace and love
hey, stop
what's
that.
already there, or take your ass back home.
Come here, Felix. Stop that. But
You
yeah,
should
you're right.
take your ass back home.
Exactly. I feel the same way. There's a channel called Black Acres of the Gambia. And
Um,
those people um were in America, they had, oh my God, it's a couple. They had 7, 8, 9 kids, something like that. But they're older. They're retired, and they went to the Gambia and they bought out these acres at the Gambia. And you right, like, and I kind of that's why I quit watching them. I don't watch them anymore. Not only that, the husband tried to jump stupid with me. I'm gonna tell you something he said to me. He sounded, girl. So when they went to, this is what they call their land, Black Acres of the Gambia. They went there, they hired this guy who's from the Gambia to help them do a lot of planting. His name was Haram or something. And girl, he was so knowledgeable, and he was helping them do some of everything because they had to get a borehole, they had to get a lot of stuff because that land had nothing. That land used to be where they grow rice, so that land used to flood. But if you know anything about the Gambia is a little strip of land that's surrounded by salt water. So when it flooded, it was salt water. They really shouldn't have
Mhm.
bought that land if they were going to try to grow food on it. Because if you know anything about growing food in salt water is a no go. Salt water will kill your plants. And
Yeah.
so they eventually, girl, they eventually got a borehole and they kind of got it figured out. But that's why them people was growing rice there, because rice will grow in salt water a little bit. It's not super salty, but it'll grow in a little bit of salt. Girl,
Mhm.
it was taking them so long to get stuff done, and they just kept saying, "Well, in America we do this, and in America." And I put in the comments, I say, "I love y'all, and I'm supporting y'all journey and everything, and I'm enjoying watching." I say, "But I think that's why you have a lot of pitfalls, because you talk shit about America, how bad it is, and you're right. But then you go there and you continue to talk about in America, in America, I said, go back to America. Go back to." I said,
I
"You
used
know."
to work at Bank of America, and people would come in and tell me, "Well, at Chase, they da 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 da."
But
Okay,
this ain't
and this is
Chase.
Bank of America, like what?
The doors are not blue here. They're red. Bitch, this ain't.
Chase, you're not in Chase. You got to go to Chase if you want,
You should go
Chase
back to
B
Chase
insurance
then.
or
But
policy
why
or
you not at
whatever.
Chase? Because you probably overdrawn and you don't want to give them people their money
With
and
a
they
money.
close your account. That's why
And
you
now
over
you're trying to
here.
convince me to be Chase.
When you wouldn't do right at Chase. But
Oh,
yeah,
hold
I
on.
just
I'm sorry. Hold on. My brother-in-law is texting me. I mean, he calling me. I'm live. I'm about to say I'm live.
well, I hope that, let me see if she come back, y'all. But then let me see. Congratulations. I need to look at mine again. Yeah, yeah, y'all gonna have some calyxes on y'all gonna have some calyxes on y'all plants. Most American I've been
Okay.
around. When they move overseas, they don't like it because they come with an American mindset. You're right. See, I'm one of them type people when in Rome. See, I'm trying to do like how the Rome. I'm trying
Me
to.
too.
What do the locals do? I want to do what the locals do. I don't want to hang out with the
Your
tourists.
stuff was so perfect. What you left for? Why don't you go and learn a new way,
And
a new
yeah, and why
culture?
didn't, like, you came to a new place to learn? That's why I can't stand people when they travel. Do they have a McDonald's? Bitch, you can get McDonald's anywhere. You came out of town to get McDonald's. You could have got McDonald's at home. Because when I go out of town, you can't pay me to eat at them little places. I want to eat at the
Mm-mm.
places where the locals
You
eat.
want to eat
I
what
want to eat
they
at
eat.
the
I'm going
hole in
to
the
I know how.
wall. Like, I want to eat, girl. Them people be doing too much for me. But yeah, girl, I quit watching Black Echoes of the Gambia. But I do like watching people who are honest about the struggles, but then they say, but even though I had the struggles, I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, for whatever their reason, because everybody's reason gonna be different. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've watched a lot of different stuff, things of that nature. But it's like, everything ain't gonna be hunky dory for everybody. Like, yeah, like they be doing too much.
Right.
And like you said, they go with these American mindsets. And it was so funny because Black Acres of the Gambia, what really turned me off was one day he was saying, I don't never see on YouTube no black people growing anything. It always be white people, blah, 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 blah. I must have went up under there real quick. I said, "Hold on, homie, we got a whole
Come
community."
here.
I said, if you type in hashtag Black Gardeners, a whole lot of people gonna come up. I said, but let me give you a short list. I didn't even put my channel on there. I put a whole bunch of people channels on there. I said, you can go check out all of these people. They all black and they all growing. Like, and I said, you're the one. I said, And I didn't. That's all I put on there. I said I just wanted to let you know it is. I said I know YouTube don't promote a lot of these channels because they really only promote two black growers that I know of. Like they channels is pretty big. It's
Because
only
my
two of them.
watch hours stay low, even though I stay live
Girl,
every week and
you
I
know they
stay
done done.
posting.
They done something to where because a lot of people complain and I forget what they said they changed with every because my stuff is way down. My views is down. My watch hours is down too. But but yeah, and then when I put that, do you know what he put up under there?
What?
You live in America, but he spelled America instead of with a C, KKK, and you got the American mindset and blah 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 blah. Blah. I mean, I
Wait,
said
what?
how? I
I
said
said there are
I
black
said
growers.
how? I said how do I have? I said first of all, you sound crazy as fuck. I said see, this is why I'm not finna fool with you no more. I said because first of all I did was give you a short list of people that's growing. Since YouTube won't tell you their names, I will. I
Yeah.
said I could have been low down and trifling and put my own channel. I said I didn't even put my own channel. I grow. I said I've been trying to kind of give you tips on what to do, but you don't listen. This is why your plants don't grow because your head is hard. I said, but you telling me, oh, I live in America. Bitch, you was born in America too. You didn't move over to Africa until you was in your 50s. Sweetheart, I'm younger than you. Like you in your 60s when you early 60s when you left. I'm younger than you. Like, duh, you done had plenty enough time. You done got a degree. You done been in the military. You done XYZ. But still, I could have asked you what took you so long. Cause baby, do you know I have family members in the military? Some of them got stationed overseas and never came back. Don't child, please. Get the like. I just be like, come on now. But it was
It's
just so
gonna matter.
crazy how he jumped stupid. But I'm not the only person. When I tell you they done
So
told so
he
many
didn't want to
draws,
put about
they
black
done
growers.
jumped.
He just wanted to talk shit and say that we don't grow food, basically.
Yeah, and I figured out that he probably got some kind of Stockholm syndrome or something like something going
Mm.
on. Like um. So I just, girl, I said I'm not finna fool with this. I'm not finna fool with this because you and that's all I said. But it's not. But I'm not the only person he's went off on. He's went off on several people. He's run off several of his workers. It's a lot of people in the Gambia won't even work with him anymore because of the way that he is, things of this nature. And it's like, go sit down. But yeah, so I've seen both good and bad on there because I've also seen people that be they growing and prospering and doing good. They ain't got no issues, no problems. And I've seen a lot of different countries too. I've seen Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Tanzania, lots of different countries that people don't went to. Like,
Would
so
you
it just
consider moving to another country that's not on the continent, or are you specific about being on the continent?
this is how I feel about this. Wherever I move to, like I told you, it got to be majority black folk. I just
Me too. I agree with that.
the demographics and you know what I'm saying. And I know some people because I got a friend. She wanted to move somewhere in Central America. It wasn't Belize. It was somewhere else. But I mean, here's my thing about that. No, it's not a problem if that's where you want to go. More power to you. But when you look at the demographics, when you look at black people, it's still only like 20%. I'm good. I want when I look around, I need to see black folks far as the eye can see. I,
Especially if I'm moving and choosing. Like, why would I choose again to go
to be
somewhere
somewhere
where
where I'm
I'm
the
not?
minority. Like I don't
Yeah,
want to be the minority no more. So I would consider the Caribbean. I full. Let me tell you something.
me
I've seen some
too.
places in Jamaica. I've seen some places in Barbados. I've seen some places in Haiti that look beautiful. Now I know a lot of times they try to show nothing but raggedy stuff. But I've seen some places, like I said, wherever I go, I need to see Negroes, far as the eye can see. Far as the eye can see out there. Hey, Missy, what's up?
Hey, Mr. Grando, good to see you. How you doing? Okay, this is my last tray for real, y'all. Yay! I got red giant mustards, purple island kale, pink celery, and calendula. I keep trying to replant calendula. I want to make a skin salve with it, but they keep dying. Hopefully now that it's like cooling,
Um,
I could keep it
go
going.
Go Grow does that. She makes She makes
Skin
a
tone.
salve, yeah, out of calendula.
I need to watch her do that.
Yeah, it's really simple. It's similar to how Army Chickadee did with the dandelion. It's very simple. Take your flowers and put them in some type whatever type of carrier oil that you would like. I think Go Grow uses olive oil because I know she makes it for her niece, and I think she said her niece olive oil is okay for her niece's skin because she said her niece's skin is very sensitive, and she said some of them oils she can't use. Like I think her niece can't even fool with almond oil.
Oh, okay.
She might got a slight nut allergy. She might. That might be what it is. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah. Probably. I think avocado oil is supposed to be good for skin stuff too.
Yeah, you can use avocados pretty good.
Ugh, we're moving inside now. I'm done with the seeds. I'm gonna plant some more carrots. Um, I keep trying uh chamomile. Chamomile, it did well in mommy's garden at one time. And ever since then I've been struggling to get it
Really?
back. I don't know why. But I'm gonna keep on sprinkling it. Cause I love that
Girl.
tea for my kids when they
Does
either
it is
they need to go to rest or they got a tummy ache or
okay,
whatever.
yeah, I was gonna say is it common to them? Because they say it's common.
Hmm. That and lemon balm too. I like the lemon balm for that. Ooh, gotta plug my phone. Mr. Grando, what you up to? We done planted some stuff and moved some stuff. I'm supposed to be
Girl.
canning that chicken. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I might can the chicken tonight, like later on.
Yeah. Whenever you feel
I
like
actually gotta go make some jewelry today. I have an event coming up, but we're doing a promo day on Thursday. So it's a chance for the vendors to come like get a sneak peek of the venue. They get to taste like the wine that we're gonna be serving during the event. And then like if they need help with promos and stuff, they can kind of bring their products and we can help take pictures and stuff. And then we're like promoting because it's gonna be like a green carpet experience. So we laying out the green carpet, and you can get dressed up. We also have a costume contest, so you can dress like your like an elevated version of your favorite The Wiz character. So I'm trying to get like all my little dress up stuff,
I need
costume
to
stuff, and
see.
also jewelry. So that I can take some pictures to like keep promoting the show because the show was in November, but I need people to start buying their tickets today,
Yep.
yesterday.
I would love to see how these people gonna be showing up as the Tin Man and the Lion. I need to see these costumes.
It's gonna be good.
I need to see these costumes. Missy Grando says she's sewing a fall blouse. Missy Grando ain't about shit because she refused to film and she be doing all this stuff at the house.
Missy Grando, I need your help. I need to become an elevated version of the Wiz or something. I got a green dress that I'm like, I need somebody who knows how to sew to make this cute on me. We could design
Uh,
a thing.
Clausen World say she made her last batch with grapeseed oil. She says it's not ready yet. That must
Oh,
be
for
her
the
last batch
skin?
of yeah, the calendula salve.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, that boy, Mr. Grando got all these different talents that we don't know about. She been keeping secrets.
I need to message you, Missy Grando, so I can come so we can schedule our garden tour. Let's
Yeah,
go ahead and get that scheduled by the end of the year, you know?
y'all make sure y'all do that. Make sure.
Because that's going to be good. That's going to be fun. I need to post our picture. Missy Grando got some plans for me after my farmers
I
market. So
know.
we got to meet in person, which was so
She
fun.
sent she sent me did she send me the picture or did you send me the picture? One of y'all sent me the picture.
I
But I
don't know.
see but the plants was in the picture. It might have been Missy that sent it. She was like, guess who I ran into? And then
Oh,
oh, okay, y'all done got some plants swapped out.
hmm,
She says she can chat up ideas, but she don't sew for folks often.
okay. I'm down with that. I can't sew at all, child. I put my daughter in the class. I was like, this is a good skill for you. And I paid somebody to teach her.
She said I paid somebody to
So
teach.
she can sew.
Uh-uh.
But she's also very
You want
busy.
some
She's doing
food?
like pre-SAT classes right now, along with her schoolwork, and she's illustrating a book for me. So I'm not putting anything extra on her
Yeah,
plate right now.
yeah. You want some food? Y'all give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna feed Felix.
Really? So what are you guys up to? What's your plans for the week? What's your gardening plans for the fall? Am I echoing? I think I'm echoing. I'm a chickadee. Do I have anyone who does graphic work? Um, like what? Like creating. What exactly are you looking for?
Is you creating jewelry on the
I'm
fly?
echoing. No, I can't. You know it's too noisy.
Oh no, I meant somebody was asking. Are we still echoing? Oh hell, what happened?
You're not echoing, but I think I am. Oh, t-shirts, caps. Okay, like for them to create the graphic to put on t-shirts, caps, and stuff. I do know somebody who does that, who can do that. Send me an email. Chiomascharm@gmail.com. CHIOMASCHARM@gmail.com. I think
This
it's
is
going away.
so you making a blouse out of a thrifted bed sheet. It sounds like it's gonna be cute.
That's cool. I would love to see that when you're done with it.
That's gonna be cute, yeah. Cause some of these patterns, it just depends. Sometimes you can find really pretty patterns, but they don't be in clothes. They be in other stuff. Sheets and comforters and stuff. I'll cut up something in a minute. I don't care.
In fact, we were just talking
I'll
about that
cut it
last
right
week.
on up.
Love a good skill.
I'll
Turn
cut up
something into
something.
something else or stretch something a little further and wear it for longer.
Oh,
It's
she
cost
used free.
effective. Plus I use
What?
free patterns. See, where do you get the free patterns from, Missy Grando?
Yeah, cause that was my next question. Where the patterns? Where the patterns at? I'm gonna get comfortable one way or another. This is a more blouse from Tiana's closet. Tiana, like, why Tiana? Should I know Tiana?
I was
I'm
like,
trying
girl,
to
like
know.
the princess?
That's what I was finna say. Like Princess in the front. She got a closet.
Cause she probably got some cute stuff. Now that girl hairstyle. I don't know.
Yeah, she did. She was cute. She was cute. She my favorite Disney princess.
Mine too.
By far.
Fact.
Even though the storyline was kind of, they was kind of trifling on the storyline a little bit. But
I don't know her, but she cool with me. Okay.
okay, so we don't none of us we don't none of us know Tiana. Tiana just out here. Tiana out in these streets. Tiana in the streets, honey. I
Baby.
can't believe you see your sister-in-law done posted.
Girl, but
I
listen,
just
afterwards,
I
the
don't feel the
little
urge to post on
still
people that
look
I
for the
really
little
don't know
ones.
what they be saying.
They don't. And that's what I think is the biggest thing and the only way we stop learning is that thing is not knowing like I said, like you moving to somewhere and you don't know where you stay at and you don't listen to the people who do know. But I appreciated that she asked me because she was like, I posted something nice, and then I think it was on your page that I saw some more stuff of what he was saying. Like it was his clips. I was only sharing like his own freaking words,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know. And she was like, so tell me what you really think, sis. And I was like, you're new here, and I'll let you know that a lot of people are probably good people, and a lot of people who are Christians are probably good people, but the ones that are bigots love to call themselves Christians and they love to cover up, their racist and bigotry, and say that it's Christian love and Christian
Yeah,
morals and stuff
yeah.
like that. And you have to
Let
be
me,
careful because they'll just tell you that. And for you guys, y'all feel so guilty, like all of a sudden, because somebody say they're Christian, you have to have this unrealistic, like fake
is
love
this
and
the
sadness for them and give them energy at all when they wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire.
so this is the white wife,
No, no,
or this
this is the
Nigerian
Nigerian
wife?
wife that just
Okay,
came. She's the last
okay,
wife that just came here
okay,
with the niece. So I
okay.
was appreciative. I told her, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. You've asked me more questions than most family members since you've been here. Like, and I love that you're open because at this point, I'm not gonna beg anybody to think that I have value to
Mhm.
add. I'm not gonna try to force on you like what's safe for you. It really would be safe for you to
Mm,
integrate and to learn, but you don't want to. And it's been almost 20 years. Like I've known my husband damn near
yeah,
half my life. So if I haven't influenced
yeah.
you by now, baby, look. God bless you.
And then let me go further to say this too. I also think that sometimes people feel the urge to do what they see others doing, and what I'm talking about is just posting on social media, like you, like even because
Like you
here's my
didn't have to
thing.
say anything. You could have just been
Exactly,
quiet.
because that's why social media has always been perplexing to me, and it's really perplexing to me, especially people that didn't grow up in the social media age. Facebook came about when I was in college. That's when Facebook came out. And even then, I found it odd that people were posting their every movement on Facebook. I have no desire. I don't care who you are to me. If I want you to know what I'm doing, you'll be standing right next to me as I do it. You get
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I've never been the type to broadcast what I'm doing 24/7. And I think some people just see other people doing it. I see other people posting, or I see this happen. Let me just post. No, you don't have to post. Sometimes just chill out. Just chill.
But I also think, like I was saying too, religion, especially for black people coming from other places, and specifically this place. I was like, girl, are they playing the Christian videos of him for y'all at church? Like I didn't say that, but that was I was thinking in my mind because it's like it's coming from
Maybe.
somewhere where it feeds into
Yeah.
everybody all at one time. Like how are they doing that?
Yeah. And they cutting that and cropping that because they clearly are
And it's
cutting out the
before you
part
get to think
when he's
about
talking
it.
about black folks, and I'm sure, and I already know he was talking about immigrants too. They must be
Yes.
cropping that forward. Clausen World say I get my patterns from Simplicity. Simplicity is an old company. Mama used to get patterns from Simplicity. They have really nice sales. And then Missy said they do have great sales. I have a few, but more free than anything. Yeah,
Are
Missy's a
y'all
free
gonna
night.
copyright me if y'all video is playing in the background of my video? Absolutely not. Thanks for sharing. Oh, I can't speak for Diva, but I'm good.
Girl, I don't care. Girl, I don't care about that. Y'all know me. I ain't making no money off this mess. No way. This just be a little gas money. That's all.
I was gonna say earlier, like it's a good thing that I started my channel just to share that I could grow food. Like it was never a goal for me to make money. It was only when they
Me
started saying, "Hey, you're getting close," that I started to care.
either.
But I also don't care anymore. Like I can't be a slave to the algorithm or to the anything. Like I don't know what to do. Like
When I
whenever
get
the
a
watch
little
hours come, I guess they'll come.
yeah, when I get a little little $100 check, I'll be like, thank you, and I just keep it moving. It don't be no money. It ain't, you know. And then not only that, the amount of energy you have to put into it to get the $100. Like maybe if your time is maybe if you don't value your time, but I'm not saying it takes me a ton of time to do YouTube. I'm just saying comparatively, the how much
I
time I
think
put in
the
for the
amount that they want you to put in, like for instance, they're like, "Well, you're not monetized for this yet, but you could have an exclusive some like membership." And I'm
yeah,
like,
do
so then I would have
content,
to
do
do extra
extra
stuff for
content.
those people who are in the membership. So that still takes more work on my part when I'm working
Yeah,
quite a bit already.
like yeah, and then also I'm not one of them type people to gatekeep. So the people who can see the extra content, they have to pay a little extra money. But I'm not gonna put that on my views. I'm not interested. I'm
That's
not about to
another
make
thing
you
too.
pay
I think it takes some
to see
people
me.
longer to grow when they have thoughts like that. Like for instance, I've
Yeah.
gotten invitations to like promote certain things, but they're things that I wouldn't probably use or I wouldn't spend that much money on. And so therefore I don't want to tell you about them because I wouldn't actually really spend my money on that. I don't
Exactly.
want to just get paid and, promote things that I don't believe in. So that means it takes me a little longer because some people don't care. Like,
They'll do a commercial for anything. Haven't even used it. And they'll just do anything, just foolish. Like, and the killing part is I guess, they send you whatever little product and you get it or whatever, but that's probably it depends on what it is. Was it those Grub Terror, Shay? Those Grub
chicken
Terror
strips, I've heard of
worms?
those. Are they good or no?
Sweet Smelly Vine Homestead, her chicken love them things. She throw them things down, them chicken be fighting over there.
Okay, there's one other person that I saw that likes
Yeah,
them, but
and
I
Shay
know that
had
they're an
some too.
affiliate. And sometimes I think the affiliates be lying. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Shay,
I'm like,
now the only reason I didn't think they was lying, Shay
oh,
showed
they
it too.
hide.
She threw them down, and you could see her chicken going after it. So I knew the chickens liked them.
Now,
Now,
some people like Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead, I would believe her off bat anyway if she
yeah,
just said it. But
she
some
not a
people, like
liar.
especially on TikTok
Yeah,
and stuff, like
yeah.
we've done last year, not last year, but earlier in the year when we were planning the farmers market, we would look up different people who'll be like, black owned food trucks in Houston, check it out. And like I would go and I'd be like, this food is not good. They must have paid you to say that. And now I've brought my entire family, okay?
And
And we
I
eating
got
this
some
food
money, and I'm hungry.
and we don't even want the leftovers. Like, and it ain't even we ain't even get to leftovers. We ate just enough to be full.
How are
Just
you?
enough.
How are you selling piss poor food out of a food truck in Houston and think you're gonna stay open? Like I get it, you may sell a little something, but when it get around much good food to eat in Houston,
It's
it's
too
not
much
like you
good
in some little
food.
podunk. Yeah, it's not like you in a little podunk town that got two gas stations and a movie theater. Like it's more stuff in Houston.
It's too much stuff in Houston. I went to
So
one, and I'm
how
not gonna
high?
lie to y'all. I went to one, and I'm not, and okay, I'm gonna be careful with my words because I eat at Thai food places. Love it. Thai people be in there selling it, and I love it. I know that when I walk in there, I'm supporting the Thai people and their family right now because I like their food and I appreciate it. The music and the stuff that be on TV is all their thing, right? I went to one food truck and it was supposed to be black owned. And when I say my events are black owned, I mean the venue is black and the photographer is black and all the vendors gonna be black and whoever plays the music's gonna be
Yeah.
black. I went to one supposed to be black owned truck, okay? And I walk up, ain't nobody in there black. Okay, the lady don't even speak English. My daughter's trying to order and she's not understanding. And my daughter's like, stop talking to me in Spanish. Cause we
Oh
came to
my
eat food
God.
from New Orleans. Like this is black owned. Y'all don't speak English. But if I wanted tacos and I'm not trying to be rude, I would struggle to talk to
Go
you
get
because
tacos.
I came to your
Mhm.
establishment to eat your type of food and I'm gonna try to connect with you in your language. I don't expect to pull up to no black owned food truck. So I'm like, so now I'm like, is this really black owned? Girl, I'm looking crazy. So we still order the food. The lady pulls up that owns it. So I'm like, okay, it is black owned. She's like, hey y'all, thanks for coming and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, it's black owned. Let's see how the food is. It ain't the black experience, but maybe the food is good.
Food
Y'all,
wasn't
the
even
food
good.
ain't even good. I said, y'all didn't even
Yeah.
train the Spanish speaking people to cook the food how you cook it in New Orleans.
To me,
Everybody
that's a
in New
grill.
Orleans can cook. Maybe that's a
No.
stereotype, but I'm keeping it. Everybody
Yeah.
in New Orleans can cook. When I pull up here and you supposed to be the taste of New or whatever, this ain't the black
That's
experience and this is not black food. And I don't
that's a
like it.
grill. That's a grift. I don't care
And
what
y'all
it was. That's a grift.
scamming. Like you scamming.
Hmm. Yeah.
You scam me out of my money and it's 5 people in my house. I can't afford to come and eat this nasty food. Like, I don't like it.
Listen at this Missy Grando as usual, ignorant as hell. My favorite pastime is posting bad reviews for bad restaurants with pics of my bussin' food. She crazy. I need a link to them reviews so I can
You
laugh.
gotta show them how to do it, Missy
Shay
Grando.
say my son stay on Google leaving bad reviews. I ain't gonna lie, if I will too. Depending on how bad it is. I
Feedback
got
is
some food somewhere
gold, and I'm
sometime it
saving the
came
next
home.
person.
I came home, that food was halfway raw. Honey, I took a picture. I was all over the internet. I mean, I was on Yelp. I was on some everything. Constance said she don't eat out enough to leave a bad review for food or bad service. She said, y'all be on the shoot. I got time. Especially, and
I
I'm
got
kind of.
time.
It depends on how bad the service was. If the service was real, even if the food was good, but the service was really bad, because I'm gonna make you pick your service up.
And I'm
See,
not coming back probably, but I'm gonna let you know why.
yeah.
First, I'm gonna let you know why, cause your
Somebody say,
food.
how you selling Asian food at Shay? How you selling Asian food by Hispanic? That's funny. But yeah, I don't understand that either. That's a grift for you to sell. You got it marketed as one thing, and then I just don't understand how you serving something to somebody that you wouldn't eat. That's my thing. Like when
And
I
why
cook for people
you
and go places
represent?
and
You
take
letting them
food,
represent you?
yeah,
Like,
if I take food, it's always gonna be something that I already find delicious. If I taste it and it tastes nasty, I'm good. Either I'm not taking nothing. I'll bring the soda or the napkins or the forks. That's what I'll bring. But no, like my granny always told me, don't serve nothing to nobody that you don't not only wouldn't eat, but that you don't find delicious. If you don't find it delicious, do not serve that to nobody. That's out of order. Just keep it. Just stay at home with that mess.
and
Like,
I feel like it sucks. I know we don't always want to represent everybody, but to be in Houston and have a food truck that's supposedly like Louisiana style food, like we're not far from each other. We know that people in Louisiana can cook, and we know what to expect when you say that your food is
yeah,
as such.
yeah.
And then
Do
for
you
you to
ever
be like,
watch?
you represent Louisiana, don't let nobody new taste this, and this is their first taste of what Louisiana cooking should be,
Don't let
because
nobody from Louisiana taste that. They're gonna get you all the way together.
so they knock
Um,
your
do,
truck over.
do you ever watch Tamika X on TikTok? Girl, she be in Houston. She be eating food and reviewing. Well, I won't say reviewing, but she like if like she be
I
going to
might have
this
seen her and don't know her name.
girl, she be going to go get food, not only all over Houston, but she was in Dallas not long ago. She was in Memphis. She was in Atlanta. She was, she be all over going places. But
Hmm.
girl, she be getting that little food. She be going somewhere called Lil Mo's baked potatoes or something. But he do those stuffed turkey legs like the leg hut used to do. Cause
Hmm.
they closed. But anyway, um,
The turkey leg hut
yeah, they closed. They had some drumming closed up, and it
closed ain't
rightfully
even a
so.
word, child.
Yeah, it was
They
a
got
fool.
Houston drama.
Yeah, it was a fool. But he doing them leg, girl. She be eating that stuff and making it look so good. I said, "Ooh, she put me on some places that I didn't even know." Like she was in Shreveport one time. She was in New Orleans. Girl, I don't know why she be doing all this traveling because she don't never really say why she be traveling. But when she get her some food, she gonna turn that camera on.
Maybe for this. Because you
Maybe.
can make money. Like my sister, that was another thing. I sat with my sister in law yesterday for a long time. We had a good conversation. But she was asking me, she was like, "Sis, you're so consistent. Like, do you make money on these apps?" And I was like, "No, girl. I just wanted people to know they could grow their food. I don't even know, but I
Mhm.
do know a lot of people get paid off TikTok and stuff based on their
Mhm.
views and going live and stuff like that. Like they are making it's a job.
Coin.
It's the
They're
job.
making coin. But
And
you
then I
do have
have
to
a
be
friend that's a
you do have to
content
be very
creator.
serious about it. If you're
It's
serious
a
and you're
job.
consistent. Yeah, it
You
is.
can't think that you can't be consistent. You can't think it's not going to take time to even, just edit your videos or make sure you're posting
Mhm.
often. And I have a friend that's a content creator, and she went to the Essence, and like one of the hotels asked her to come and stay at that hotel, so they comped her hotel. Then she had like a clothing brand that she works with. They wanted her to say, "Hey, I done went to the Essence in my Da, 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 da. So there's different like partnerships, like maybe not just the app, but even the little something you got on or where you're staying, like all those different places. And once you get a big following, they'll pay you just to come
That
to their
was-
stuff and say that's where you are, or hey, see me at the rodeo. She was all on the floor at the rodeo where the animals be at.
Oh Lord, she
I was
down
like,
at the
Jennifer, and
animal.
she in New York right now for New York Fashion Week. And love that for her. She my famous friend because I be like,
By the way, New York Fashion Week, did you see the clip of Actively Black, what they put on the runway? Girl, when I tell you that man that's running that company, he a visionary now. He a visionary now. He ain't playing with y'all. And I'm here to tell you, I bought several pieces. Now, are
and
they the cheapest?
it's
No, but you
so
got to pay. But several pieces and the quality is off the chain. I ain't never had a. I've washed my stuff over and over. Not one string has come a loose, nothing. The quality.
I love it.
So
It's so empowering. It is so like it gives me fuzzy feelings.
yeah, yeah. Because you see, I posted. Have I posted it yet? Because I finally got my harvest collection.
Mm.
Oh, she said the bag I want is sold out. Hopefully he'll get it back. I ain't gonna lie, that paisley print, I want him to do the paisley print again. It's a lot of I didn't get a lot of it. But he
Mm.
had a paisley print that was really fly that I wanted. Um, he also had a leopard print that was really fly. And I didn't get to get a lot of that stuff. It sold really quick. They had a paisley print dress that was so cute, and it sold out so fast. It was like a hooded kind of sweatshirt type dress.
Ooh, love me those.
Girl, it was yeah, it was cute, and I was like, "Ugh." And I liked it because the paisley wasn't. It didn't like the whole thing was black, but the little paisley design it had a textural difference, so you could see it, but it was kind of like it was ghosted, if you get what I mean. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
subtle, and I like that about it. I like that the pattern was subtle, so people would look and be like, wait a minute, what's that? But yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I've released the video yet with the harvest collection where I talked about the I got my shirts, I got my two shirts and my shorts from the black farmers that they had did. So yeah,
Yeah, so I love Actively Black for sure.
I do too. I bought,
We
like I said, I
circulate
bought
the black
several.
dollar. We definitely need to circulate it that way.
Yeah, yeah. But I bought from so many different black like it's what I like about here recently, like about the last maybe since COVID, it's been a lot of people have got into look like the clothing space, especially black people, because black Renaissance clothing, who else? Dungeon. It's a dude that does mainly hats. It's Dungeon something. I bought several things from them. I bought what else have I bought from? Girl, it's been so many. I could name several different companies that I bought from. A lot of these people, it seems like a lot of black people have gotten into the I probably got it scheduled to post in Clausen World. Cause yeah, I think I have it scheduled to post. I haven't put it out yet. But yeah. So many people have gotten into the black clothing world.
We
And it's
should
so many.
comment like when we post this video if we can like put links under it.
Yeah, yeah,
Black owned clothing companies. I think that'll be
yeah.
good to share. I know one of the things that I've been thinking about ever since they were like boycott Target and stuff is like in order to make any type of financial statement stick or long lasting, we would have to have alternatives
Yes.
of where we're gonna get these
There's a
things. Black toilet paper, black, detergent like True or whatever. And if you
there's a
make it a lifestyle, it's not as hard to do
there's
that.
a black woman doing toothbrushes. They're called Big Mouth, I think, or something like that. Big Mouth toothbrush or something like that. She's doing toothbrushes. Then I found this guy doing tapestry. Have you seen some of these people have on sweaters, but they look like they're made out of tapestry material? He's doing those.
Mhm. Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check that
it's
out.
it's yeah, it's they're nice, and he's got all kind of different designs.
I found a black lady that made doormats the other day. I was like, hell
Yeah.
yeah. I ain't never seen a black lady that made doormats before. Every little
He
thing
said,
for me.
Army Chickadee say I got some seeds from an exchange I'm doing with a friend. Here's the variety: Orange Glow, Texas Golden, Orange Tender Sweet. Yeah, all of those are watermelons, right? Those sound
Oh,
good. Oh yeah, global majority, definitely. I you know what? I'm tripping. I need to buy something from global majority, and I need to buy either a shirt or a hoodie or something. Um, I definitely need to buy something from them. That's Karen Hunter's stuff, because I think people forget that we are the global majority. They focus so much on being a minority in America when we're the global majority. Move around.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Facts.
but yeah, I've been meaning to do that. It was something else. Something else I was gonna ask you, and I can't remember what in the world it was. But you think your one? Well, now you say you had enough roselle and stuff from last year to syrup and stuff. When you make the
Yeah,
syrup, you just concentrate the roselle? You don't add anything to it?
sugar. I add sugar
Okay,
to it.
okay,
Mm-hmm. So
that's
they
pretty
drink it
smart.
like they just add it into like sparkling water, or I use it to sweeten tea sometimes. Or
Ah,
you know, yeah, make you a little drink.
okay,
You can make a little drink
yeah,
in there if you like that type of.
yeah, that type of vibe.
Mhm.
Um, have you ever made jelly out of it?
No, but I'm sure I could. It'd be the same process pretty much, except
Yeah,
adding some pectin in there.
that's what I was gonna say. Probably need some pectin to make it gel, but
It'll probably be real
because
good,
that's
I'm
what
sure. Cause
they.
my kids, even when I make the syrup, after I make the syrup, I still stick those roselle flowers in the dehydrator, and my little ones eat it. So
That's probably
it's a
good.
whole snack. It is, yeah. And
Yeah.
me and somebody, you gonna do some more of those roselle candies again? I said that ain't even what that wasn't even. I was just making
She
sure,
done
but I
gave it
said, let me
away.
not throw this
She
out.
done,
Let me just dry them. She was like, "Girl, when you gonna do them again?"
yeah, when you gonna make the little candy again? You need to make that candy. But that's what they do. They make they call it Rosella jelly in Australia. That's what they do with it in Australia.
Mm. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try it. We have right now. We have beauty berry jelly. We have a beauty berry blueberry. What else? That might be it. Oh
Army
no, I have carrot
chickadee.
cake jam.
Yeah.
Army
Army
chickadee.
chickadee, that's the last thing I need to hear because as you know, I have way too much paraphernalia. I be buying. Don't nobody ever look at my closet. It's so much black and gold. It's unreal.
That's a good
Unreal.
thing for sure. Dang.
Um, but I think that's gonna be cool for the historically black high schools because there's so few of them left. Um,
Hmm.
After integration, they got rid of so many of them, but it's so few of them left. Some of the best ones is gone because I don't think the Freedom schools. I don't think they in Philly no more. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Black owned toilet paper, Freedom Paper Company, mouthwash, Garner's Garden, laundry detergent, the True products.
Super.
I have used True
You like?
before. Yeah, but again the plastic
Yeah, them
because
jugs,
they
girl.
come in
Them
the
jugs.
plastic still, but I do excuse me, I do like the way that it worked.
Oh, okay.
I like that they were black owned.
Yeah,
You got
but
to kind of pick and choose. Like I try to do black owned number one, but then I'm like, I don't want all that plastic in my house. I don't have to get rid of that because I still
mm-hmm.
have to think about my carbon footprint. So
Yeah. I didn't know about the toilet paper. Asking prayers for nice weather for 6 weeks. My sorrow started to show out from what I saw today. Okay, I'll dance to the weather god and hope
same.
that you get some, enough weather for y'all. But I'm glad that it's making some sorrow. And it killed me. I saw this chick on YouTube, and once again, I try to help you, and then when you jump stupid or you be dumb as hell, I'm just gonna quit watching you. I'm not finna fool with you. So she planted her sorrel, and real talk, y'all. She planted in
Mhm.
March. In April, it started making calyxes. I've never seen sorrel do that fast ever. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I do think she had in my opinion, a genetically superior variety. And
But I thought
she
they wait
was
until it starts cooling down. Like when the days get shorter,
they
that's when it starts.
usually do. I had never seen one do that. But my thing was, I was trying to tell her, she was like, when your sorrel do that, break all the calyxes off because it don't need to be. I said, girl, you crazy as hell. If that plant, you don't know what that plant needs. If it don't, like, let it grow, let it do what it's gonna do. I said, because you may get way more harvest. I said, that
Because it
seems
keeps
like,
going once it starts doing that, like
yeah.
until it
And
dies.
that's what I
So you
told her. I
could have
said, girl,
been
it's not gonna
continuously
kill it.
harvesting.
And I said, girl, you probably have a genetically superior plant that you need to be saving seeds for. Because people who have short seasons want to grow roselle and they would love to grow roselle that flowers early.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, she was looking crazy as hell. And, girl, I don't know. I don't know what to say about
You
these
always
people.
helping the people. You can change their lives with your
Well,
feedback.
I just be trying to tell them sometime. I think sometimes as gardeners, they're just doing too much as far as interfering in nature too much.
I
Like,
agree. I think you got to be observant and let the plant tell you. Even the seeds.
see,
Sometimes I plant seeds. I'm like, dang, I did it wrong, or I planted at the wrong time. The seeds know when to pop up. Just
hmm
remember you stuck them there. Calm down.
but I think so many people have gotten so used to hearing certain advice at this point, they're just regurgitating. They haven't see what a lot of people don't understand is when it comes to me, I'm not most of the things that I say, I'm not regurgitating. I heard somebody say that and I say, I'm gonna try this and see what's up. And then once
Mm-hmm.
I try it, I'm like, okay, that either is true or it's not. Like when I hear people talking about thinning fruit, it's up to you whether you do that. If you don't thin, just know that your tree might go to barren every other year. And I know that from experience.
And
Like,
maybe that's a cycle that the tree needs. Like maybe it needs a year of rest before it gives you all that fruit the next time. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think
because let me,
also the path of least resistance is like there's a lot to do in the garden already without me trying to like micromanage the things that my plants and trees already know how to do.
yeah. And then you probably are right. I'm not 100% sure because, like, I think about orchards. If you know anything about orchards, they over time they have to replace their trees because when they stop, a tree will stop bearing at some point. And
Mm-hmm.
it seems to me that their trees stop bearing very early, and that's because they're working the snot out of them if you really
Forcing
think
them.
about it. Yeah, they now don't get me wrong. If you're thinning to keep from breaking limbs, that's a different story to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinning so that you don't damage your tree. Because if you break all the limbs out your tree, you could kill it. So it now if you're thinning for that reason, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be clear about what I'm saying because I don't want people to think I just mean leave all that fruit on there and then you be like, well, my limbs broke off because I was listening to now. Now if your limbs go over like bull, he need to thin. If you've ever seen his trees, he
Like
has
you can
broken
tell
limbs.
the limb will be like,
Yeah,
help me.
the limb is
Plus they
this
pay
thick
attention.
and it still breaks because he have that much fruit on that
Mhm.
tree. So he have to thin
I'm a
because he's
chicken said,
broken
did you
limb.
see her goji harvest?
I
So you
did.
be sending some fertile seeds. That's
I
right.
did.
Diva
That
Jones is
baby
my garden angel.
Army Chickadee, no. She did the damn thing with it. I just sent her a cutting. I don't know how many cuttings I sent. Did I send you one or two? I don't know what I sent. I just know I sent cuttings, and next thing I know, she had goji berries hanging out the stuff like grapes. I ain't never
Mm.
seen no goji berries that was like that.
My goji berries are making berries right now, but
So am I.
they in that back corner. They got to be in the back corner to make the berries. I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I sent you quite a few cuttings. Okay. But yeah, the cuttings I sent her are off of that. goji that I got. Gojis are actually fairly easy to grow, which I'll be honest, Army Chickadee took better care of hers because when she first put them in the ground, she fertilized them real good and put them in some good soil and stuff. And but I knew I had a good plant though because I originally got those from Go Grow. She sent me a little bitty cutting, and I thought that cutting was not gonna make it, and I thought that thing was dead, and then it started making goji berries, and I was like, what? And then I started taking care of it, and then it started getting bigger. And I was like, oh my God. Like, but yeah.
Nice. That's
Army
one of the
Chickadee,
things we
do
definitely
you
got to
like
keep
the goji
doing is
berries?
sharing everything because stuff is getting so expensive, man.
I could on let me tell you something. So somebody came by my house and they had a jar full of dried goji berries that they got from I want to say they got them from Azure Standard. I think that's where they got them from. And
Okay.
they told me how much they paid. Now they got a big old bag of them and they gave me half of them. Girl, I think they paid like $20 and I forget like they got a nice amount, but girl, not for $20. And when they
I
and
would
they
say
were
too, even though I share Azure Standard, I think I say this every time I share them that some things are cheaper. You have to
yeah,
calculate it compared to your
yeah,
local store or your Costco or wherever. And then also some of it is because of the ingredients. Sometimes it's hard to find, you know, but a lot of stuff sometimes don't be worth it to me when I look on there. I'm not gonna lie. And
yeah,
like a lot of the big boxes of fruits, like fresh fruits, get bad reviews. So I don't know how far they're coming from,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, the dried goji berries. I'm gonna be honest and say I don't too much care for them. I'm gonna tell you what I do with them. I'm still gonna eat them because I'm not gonna throw them away. They was from somebody and they nothing wrong with them. I'll like put them over oatmeal or something. I'm not a huge
Mm.
raisin fan. I like the goji berries better than raisins. So they add a nice texture difference in your oatmeal, you know what I mean? Or like if you don't like oatmeal, if you like cream of wheat or malted oatmeal or something like that, like a hot breakfast cereal,
Mhm.
I will put it in that. I could see if you were making a smoothie, you would put them in there and nobody would ever know. Like
Mhm.
if you was putting it in the blender and you making a smoothie, nobody would know. I would do that with them. I prefer them fresh. I don't really the dried ones. I would never buy them, in my
I've
opinion.
never had
Never.
them dry before, so.
My friend from LA told me. She said, "Girl, I tried that mess. Them goji berries ain't all that." I said, because she had only had them dried.
Mm.
Um, But the person who gave me some dry when they came and brought them to me, because I didn't know they was gonna bring them to me. I said, "Come here, let me show you some." And I said, "There go the fresh ones right there." It was some on there, and they tried them, and they was like, "Oh, this tastes so." It's something about dry goji berries. They taste totally different dried. But Arma Chickadee says she don't like them dry or off the plant. She says she have to make jam with them. I can see how somebody may not like them straight off the because they're in
That's
the
like
pepper
beauty
family.
berries.
Yeah, they're in the pepper family, and they do. If you, it's kind of a fine line. So I like mine fully ripe to where they kind of sweet, but they remind you of a sweet bell pepper. At least mine do. And I know the soil has some things because it's just like grapes. Soil plays a factor in your taste too.
Mhm.
Harvest a cup on Friday, and I can easily harvest more before we get real cold here. Yeah, goji berries really like. I think they really like that climate. I think your climate is very close to where they're from because goji berries are from China, and I think people forget
Mhm.
that China gets snow. The vast majority of China gets snow. So China, I think, is on par with that growing zone. Like I guess that's six something, 6A, 6B. I don't know. I think it's in the sixes. Um Army Chickadee, have you ever watched Kareem's Garden? She's in your zone, grow zone or very close. She's not in the same state though, but same zone. If you haven't, you should watch her, child. She
What
make it
else?
popping. She be making it pop in that little growing. Ain't no excuses for me. She be making it pop.
In the colder
Oh, you're
growing
in
season,
5.
I mean colder growth zone.
Yeah, I don't know what Ohio is. Ohio, I don't think Ohio's 5. I didn't know it was 5. Wow, that's it's cold there.
I love watching people who have more like a colder, environment and stuff. I think it gives me ideas for different things,
Mhm.
or a hotter environment give me ideas on how to keep my stuff cool. Colder
Yeah.
environment give me ideas on how to like lengthen, my growing season, or how to keep things
Mhm.
warm when it's cold.
Yeah.
I have never had them fresh, just dry. I didn't really like the taste. Yeah,
Me
beauty
neither.
berries are not really tasty either by themselves, but the juice is all right, and then the jelly is fire.
Okay.
The jelly is really good, and that's even with the reduced sugar because I don't normally, I don't make any of my jellies with the normal amount of sugar that they say. I just use Pomona's pectin so I can pick, and normally that ends up being like half of the amount of sugar that the recipes call for because they call for just as much sugar as
Six
juice.
cups, 6 cups of sugar, 1 cup of juice.
That's gonna take away the fact that I even grew this or that this was natural fruit in the first place.
Yeah, you
You
could have
know,
just
I
grew.
ain't
You could have just grew sugar cane. That would have sufficed.
canned it
Like,
up. That's it. Speaking of sugar cane, the one over at mommy's house is really nice looking. I'm
do you
considering showing you
harvest?
guys. Hmm.
Do you probably have not harvested any of that, have you? I'm gonna grow some
I'm
sugar
just
cane.
now starting to go back there,
Girl, let me tell you
more.
this. If you get the hankering and you harvest any of that sugar cane, girl, save me a couple of little nodes. I'm gonna plant.
I'm going to get some pieces off of it, and the more time passes from the spring, the more open I am becoming.
Yeah, I mean, don't go over there because of me. Go over there because you want to,
No,
or
like
whatever.
yesterday, I went over there because my sister in law. I don't think you were in here when I said that, but my sister in law was like, "I've been missing you," and it's the new one, right? So we met in Nigeria when I went home for Daddy's funeral,
Well, that
and we were
might
the
be your
only
little
two
home girl.
guys there.
She might end up being your road dog. That might
Yeah,
be your home girl.
I
You
think
might
so.
need,
So I
look.
went for
You might
her,
need.
and then I
You,
stepped into the garden for a little bit, and I was like, okay, the sugar cane is popping. My pineapple guava's still alive.
is the
There's a black
ugu
turmeric that mommy didn't even know was black turmeric. I was like, y'all might want to dig that one up this time because it's huge. I bet there's gonna be a bunch up under
alive?
there. You're welcome
Yeah.
for the medicine.
Is she still got her ugu?
Yes. She
Cause the
planted
ugu
another
don't die.
one because it did die. No, that's the
Oh, okay.
alubu. You talking about the
Ulugu,
alubu, the bitter
ulugu.
leaf.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
huge. I'm gonna give y'all a tour since we talking about it. I'll do a tour when I go back over there.
Girl, let me tell you something. Kareem be walking through there. Kareem has so many different bitter leaves, girl. I didn't know it was
Mhm.
that many. It's a whole bunch of 'em. I ain't know all that. And I sure didn't know how to cook it. I be watching Kareem trying, girl, because I know some of that stuff be good for you when it had that bitter in it. But y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm very much a 90s kid that grew up with Kool-Aid and all that stuff. I like sweet stuff.
Sweet
I
stuff.
can't even lie to y'all.
But
I
you
can't
know
even lie.
what? They
But
have to wash
I'm
that leaf.
grown and I realize that certain things for health, you have to do what you have to do. You know what I'm
They
saying? So,
also wash those leaves a lot. Like they wash a lot of the bitterness.
I didn't know she was showing how you wash and wring them out, like you're
Mhm.
washing clothes almost. I said, "Boy, you got to do all
Yeah.
that, girl. Let me
So
stick
it
to my
ends up
sweet
not
potato
being
greens."
as bitter as you think because
That's what she said. She said she can't take a lot of the bitter, so she wash it a lot to get a lot of that out.
hmm.
Girl, I had no clue. I thought they was just eating that stuff. I ain't had no clue.
Yeah.
But then she was showing the garden huckleberry and how the yama yama, how you take the leaves and cook that. She was showing how you do that. Girl, she be raising
Girl,
her own chickens, raising her meat birds, honey, and she be killing them birds and cleaning them and cooking that stuff.
child, I just killed Piper yesterday.
Girl, what happened? It was just time.
No, because she poked Falcon's eye out.
Ah!
Falcon
Falcon,
ass one day
Falcon name,
went out there and
Falcon
she
name
was
is
chasing
Popeye.
it. I said, what
Falcon
the
name.
hell? I said, what, Falcon? Girl, he was running. I said, what? Falcon, what happened to you? Eye is poked out, child look cloudy. I said, what the heck? And she
Falcon
looking
name
like
is
a demon.
Popeye.
Listen, y'all, them animals be having faces. You could tell. I looked at her and she was looking like, I'm like, bitch, you, this your last motherfucking straw. Because he the only man we got. And
Lord, he
down here,
all
you
we got.
woke up and chose violence. That man didn't do nothing to you. He done fathered all these children on the homestead. And that was her second time. I don't know if y'all remember. Piper had to be moved when the new, when the last time I invited new Quill into my covey, Piper was acting a fool. She had to be separated. Her and Nugget made Nugget rest wherever Nugget deserved to rest at. Her and Nugget was acting a fool, snatching people left and right. And I separated her and put her back. I gave her another chance. Couple months later, she done chose violence again. So
Lord, that's crazy.
she in the
What Clausen
freezer.
World say? Clausen World say, my husband said, cause talking about her cassava leaves look like the devil's lettuce. Then he said, I can't understand why they say put 5 pounds of sugar. Me either. Quick story. My auntie, when she make her candy yams, she literally uses a 5 pound bag of sugar. That's why I don't eat at her house. Piper said, go be with that other chick. That's Missy Grando saying that. Um,
Piper done
oh,
acting
the
a
yeah,
fool, child.
the devil's lettuce. That's hilarious. That's hilarious there.
I
I'm a
showed
chicken.
out my COVID with a
You probably
teeth.
gonna have some roots that you can dig up on. Well, I don't know. This your first year. I don't. Do you have to let it grow 2 years before you get the root? I don't
The
know.
cassava.
Yeah, it seems like people that I
I
seen
don't
be
know.
planting it.
I see people dig it up and just stick a piece back in there.
Yeah,
So I guess it depends
stick a
on how
piece.
early you planted it. Like how big did it get before
Yeah, I guess so.
time to
I hear Piper in there talking.
Piper done acted a damn fool.
Piper in
Piper
the
was looking,
refrigerator.
she was looking like, and I was like, that's your last. We side eyeing each other because this your last go around. When that
Lord,
man healed, he coming back to a calm house, and you will not be in it.
well, you got to change Falcon name to Popeye. You gotta change that. You gotta start feeding him
Today
spinach.
his
You got
eye,
to plant some spinach just for Popeye, so he
look,
can get some
today
muscles
his
and
eye
fight them
looks
heifers
better.
off.
I thought it wasn't gonna come back, but today his eye looks kind of better. Let me see. Look, his eye is healed.
Yeah, he needs some.
She poked his eye
Which
out,
one?
but
Is he the one walking or sitting down?
he the one sitting looking at us.
Okay. Hey, Popeye.
Said my eye is healing. It ain't fully healed. Like if he looks to the side, you could tell.
Yeah.
And then Big Bird looking like, girl, you gonna put some more women in here? Cause you know he need like 5 women. But my little ones are growing up. They got 2 more weeks and then I put more girls in here.
Okay.
So he
Do
had
they
2 girls.
make noise? Yeah, they make a
Yeah,
noise.
he do. Falcon doesn't make that much noise. That's one reason I kept him. But when we had him in the house trying to heal, he was making noise all night. I was like, shut up and go back outside. Shit. He go,
He was he was asking for some spinach. He needed
he
some
was
spinach for
like,
the
please.
ride.
And here go
For
these
the
ones. I'm about to get some more eggs for these. These are the tuxedo
y'all
looking
kind of
ones.
fat. They
They
look
kind of
like
what?
they kind of fat. They look like they got a little meat on them. I know they probably look bigger than they probably really are.
Yeah, they small.
Yeah,
Say,
but
hey,
yeah, they.
y'all.
I promise you, they look like little. If they necks was a little longer, they look like little baby guineas. Cause I promise you,
Mm-hmm.
the way they bodies be shaped. I knew this guy that had some Guinness child. Them things. You come up in his yard and they weren't scared of you or nothing. They'll walk right up to you.
Okay, look, you can see his eye now. Dang, turn the camera.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I can tell it a little bit.
But at first it
It's
was
he look
cloudy. Like it was I didn't know if it was gonna
yeah.
come back. I was like, you gonna be blind.
He look a little Asian from the side. He look
Yeah.
a little Korean. He look a little Korean from the side,
But
just a
it's
little bit.
blinking and stuff, girl. It wasn't even doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh Lord. Well, at
I
least
was
they
like, damn,
resilient.
bro.
Do they stand up on them limbs? Do they get up on them?
Yeah, every once in a while. They're not as
Okay.
interested in them as I thought they would be.
So they don't want to get up and roost. They don't roost up high.
Right. Say hi, Falcon. Say hey to the people.
So all I tried to do was deliver a message, and I got my eye poked out.
I know I couldn't believe he was running, y'all.
Poor
He was
thing.
running. He said, I just want peace in my life, child.
Lord have mercy. Let me see. Piper said, okay, also, uh,
She had
that's
an
my
egg in it too
friend.
when I
Next year,
dispatched her.
this
I was
time,
like, thanks
our
for the
harvest.
lady
Okay,
helper.
yeah. Army Chickadee said she gonna harvest her cassava next year. She said she gonna
Okay.
overwinter it. That makes sense. It give you enough time to, cause you dig it up and it might be kind of small. You give it another year, it might be. Shoot, Dan. Granted, I know he in Florida. His season so long. Dan be digging stuff up. Them cassava roots be bigger than him. I'm like, what you gonna do with all that? Ain't enough chips in the world. All this cassava you got.
Right. That's another thing that you can make fufu with though.
Yeah, it is.
There's cassava,
It,
it's another like melon seed. Um
talking about Ugusi. I can't. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get that together. I'm tearing that to pieces.
that's one
But
of my
yeah,
favorite foods.
I said I wanted to grow though because it's ain't it like a
It's a
pumpkin or something, a
mhm.
melon or some pumpkin melon something.
And the
But
agusi
yeah,
is the melon
the
seed.
seeds. Yeah, I wanted to grow it to get the seeds out of it so I could try it. Have you ever tried it?
We tried it one year. I think somebody sent seeds, but it wasn't we didn't get it all the way to form the pumpkin. And mommy said that a lot of times, like she's never seen anybody grow it here to get it to pumpkin stage. They use it for the leaves. So I'm wondering if our season isn't long enough because in Nigeria it don't really get cold at all. So they probably could just grow all
Yeah,
throughout the year, whereas out here it gets cold.
yeah,
And so I think it makes the season too short. But I mean, that's what I was saying earlier about watching people who grow in colder areas and stuff. Like if you can, if you got a high tunnel or if you can stretch out your growing season, you might be able to get it to the pumpkin stage.
yeah. That's true.
Because
And
I
even,
haven't seen anybody
but
do it, doesn't mean it can't be done.
even if you don't, those leaves because I really didn't show it, but shoot, them squash leaves, the end of them pumpkin leaves, hell, they good. I like them.
Hmm.
They cook down good. I think, long as you get all them strings out of it. Now that part probably will be kind of fibrous if you don't pull them strings out. The same way you do callaloo, but other than that, I
Yeah.
like the taste of them.
Hmm.
That's why I be trying to tell people get all of your little harvest. Don't leave none of your harvest
I
in the
don't
garden.
know all the parts that we can eat.
That's true.
I
That's
don't know
true.
if that's by design or what, but I think once I discovered, I was like, oh, Steph, I can do a whole nother something like the carrot tops is a whole nother meal, girlfriend.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
I
okay,
agree.
it's changed my life. And some people dry their carrot top leaves for like seasoning or whatever. But I think if we use like the whole thing, we could stretch a lot more. Oh, I got some
I think
sauce.
so too. Clausen World asked Aisha, do you dig up your turmeric every year or do you let them stay in the ground a few years?
Um, Let me show you. I normally let it stay in the ground a year and dig it up the
Hmm.
next year if it's new. Like in my front yard, I've got three that I planted. last fall. I'm not gonna dig those up this year. Like even when they die back when it gets cold. Hey mama.
Hey, Mia.
Um Jones. She said, hey
What you
DJ.
doing, girl?
Girl, all my kids know you.
I know.
Let me show them something real quick. Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm gonna have to come kidnap them children.
They love you. So I got some up here that I just last fall. Turmeric I gotta come in weed, but there's a black and that's the orange one right here. I won't buy these. They'll die
Is that
when it gets
is that
cold
morning
and then they gonna
glory?
pop back out. Huh?
Is that morning glory or sweet potatoes?
I don't think this isn't anything I planted, but it makes purple flowers. I was thinking it could be morning glory. Oh here.
Mm-hmm. It's either morning glory or sweet potato, one or two. I
And
don't know
I
which
didn't
one.
plant it, but I think it's cute, so I left it.
Yeah, it's probably morning
But
glory.
if you look at my turmeric back here, and I actually planted this at the same time, but I already had black turmeric planted here, and the one that I planted here was a bigger piece. So when I pull them all out, if I replant a big piece, normally it will still give me a lot. So like this one, I will dig up like once the cold kills it. I think the main thing is to let the cold kill it first, and then like
That's
the
what I do.
energy goes back into the
That's what I
rhizomes, and
do.
then you harvest
Now
them.
I've seen other people do other stuff, but that's what I do. I don't know. I don't have a heart to haul it. When some be looking pretty like that, it's hard to get me to pull it up. I can't hardly handle it.
The first year, I think I pulled my turmeric up too soon because you know me, I be when it's cold, I'll be like, mm. So I was like, turmeric, you still gonna be out there when it gets cold, but I've learned
Yeah.
over time because it's
Miss-
like, why let it sit there all year and grow, and then you're not gonna let it finish its job? You know, you're not really gonna get the full potential of what you could have had if you just would have had some patience. I think gardening is such a lesson in patience.
It is.
Uh, but
Missy
oh,
Grando
my
said she
phone is
made.
about to die.
Missy Grando said I've made igusi with pumpkin seeds I ground. She said it was close.
Oh, that's cool. I would love to try that. That's probably a good alternative too for people here that can't grow
Hmm.
it because I've never seen a goosey like pumpkins in the African store.
Hmm. My friend bought
Looks like Wild Morning Glory. Okay. I was thinking, I was like, this looks familiar, but I didn't put it here.
my
And unless it
friend
chokes something out, I just let it kind of flow.
my friend live in Chicago and she's able to get igusi seeds from
Mhm.
some ethnic store. So
I mean, you know that they probably got an African store out there. There's a bunch out here, especially on the
hmm
southwest side. And they
hmm
got stuff directly, you know, from home. The things that can ship well, obviously, is stuff that my husband be like, "Oh, I missed this," because it probably don't ship well all the way from over there. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I know it's nice to be able to keep being able to, you know, find your familiar stuff when you
Yeah,
move away.
food brings back memories and nostalgia
Mhm.
and Fiesta child. I'm not surprised by
Whoop,
nothing that Fiesta sells.
yes,
Fiesta sells the goose seed ground in the African stores too.
Fiesta has good prices to me on fruits and stuff.
Baby,
That's
my
the only
granny used
place
to
I've
wear
been able to
Fiesta
find
out.
seeded watermelons.
Hmm.
The prices on like I canned some pineapples from there recently. And the apples and the pineapples was on sale because I canned mine in apple juice. I mean every week I go to Fiesta, they got a good sale going on.
Missy say HEB has Uzi's leaves on 288. I guess they on sale for 288.
Okay, I ain't been to
UZI.
HEB in a minute. Oh yes, I have. I went to HEB and got some snapdragons for $1.25 the other day. That's not what I was there for. I was there for turkey legs. Woo. But they be catching me with them plants when I walk up. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to reach my charger. Ugh.
Missy, what do you make? with those leaves, or do you cook them like how you cook bitter leaf and stuff like that? Clausen World say I plan to let it stay in the ground until next year. I have 5 in the ground, 2 in a container.
Okay. Yeah, I what I normally do is I plant when I harvest, I replant most of my turmeric right then. Like I pull out
Yeah,
some, some bigger pieces. If I had those ones under the tree, they would probably be further along if I paid more attention to them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't. I have to push myself to care more about the front, which is why I put food in the front so that I can do that.
yeah,
But yeah, if I put some big pieces down and I take good care of the plants, I feel like I'm able to go ahead and take some out. Now I grow so much that I don't need to take every single plant out anyway. So if I just planted it last fall, I could just leave it there and grab the ones that, that
yeah.
have a lot to give me. But I'm hungry, y'all. I'm gonna have to eat something. And I need to get my butt to work
Yes, you
in the
do.
garage. Yeah, I'll
Yeah, I
forget and
already
cook
know
it
making
all
your
day.
jewelry. Yes, indeed.
So y'all stay tuned though. If you check out my other channel, I will have some videos coming up soon because I have a lot of jewelry to make between now and November. I'm hosting the event. I'm putting it together, but I'm also going to be a vendor there. So my daughter's going to run my booth at the event. So
That's gonna be good. And
yeah,
if y'all haven't seen her other channel, go watch her make jewelry. I've been watching it long. Yeah, like I think I was watching that one first. I think.
I think so because I used to watch you from that channel. It was before I even Was it before I had I think it was before I had a channel, I started watching you on there, and then I had a channel and never said anything, and you discovered it and was like, "Oh, so you're not gonna tell me you have a channel?"
Yeah, like I'm trying to remember. Did you leave me a comment or what? I don't know
I
what it
think I
was.
accidentally watched you from that channel or something, maybe. I don't know what happened,
And
but you were
then
like,
and
"Oh,
then
okay."
and then YouTube was like, watch this because I do remember your channel coming up out of the blue. It seemed like it because I wasn't watching any jewelry, so I don't know why it would have come up. But um, ukazi leaves. Oh, she said
Oh, okay.
you put the ukazi leaves. You add them to the stew at the end. Missy, how you be know? Missy, you gonna have to tell us how you know about all these African fare. She probably around there got a harem of African men she catering to. We just don't even know it. Just pitiful. Save some for me, Missy.
Right, girl, share the secret, Missy.
But yeah, we gonna let you eat and I'm finna yeah, y'all already seen I was eating on some onion rings. Don't get me started. My neighbor done made some onion
I know
rings.
I saw that. I was like, "Oh, the onion ring look good," but I didn't want to get distracted. That's why I was like, "I want to get to your lunch too, girlfriend, because
I
you
know.
hungry."
Exactly. But have fun, y'all. And
Yeah, and
y'all
thank
stay
y'all for your
tuned.
patience. Even thank you for your patience today. I know
Oh
it was
no,
it was tough
it's
getting
not
on
about
here.
it's
I
not
don't
that
think it was
don't
me. I think it was half me and half YouTube though.
no, it probably was just YouTube. I had a feeling when I clicked it the first time and it kept like saying waiting for the host. And then I got the notification that you had gone live. And I'm like, okay, we're not waiting for the host, YouTube. You waiting for something else. But yeah.
Telling you waiting on me and
Girl,
telling me I'm waiting on you. I said, what now? What the?
Missy's so ignorant. She's talking about because African men are fine. I cook Dominican food too. You see what I'm talking about? Ignorant. Ignorant.
Listen, they say the way to a man's heart
You ain't never
is
lied.
through his tummy. I ain't mad at you, Missy. And you ain't
Lord.
lying, girl.
But we shall
Thank
see
y'all for
y'all next
joining.
week.
Don't forget to comment below all the black owned businesses that you know.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
and
Do
thank
that.
you. Let's be
Do that.
intentional.
And we'll
And
see
we'll
you
see
guys
you
next
next
week.
week on Diva
Yeah.
Channel.
Yay.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.